Hi.
Welcome to Scripts and Giggles with Shoshanna
And Marnie.
So, Christmas is coming.
Why did you shout?
Yeah, that's the thing. You can hear everything. Okay. So,
Use your inside voice.
don't do this.
No, because towards the end of the... when I listened to the last episode,
I shouted.
you was getting very loud.
Oh, was I?
You was being very sassy towards the
Excuse
end.
me?
I was like...
I was projecting.
Take it down a notch.
I was projecting,
Take it down a notch, sweetheart.
Go.
Sweetheart.
We really hope you have been enjoying the new audio quality. And, you know...
This is the second episode.
Yeah, but
if you're hating it, this is it, baby.
This is it. But I hope you've been enjoying it. And I've been enjoying it so much, it makes me project louder.
I know, yeah. I'm just saying, my ears.
Well, enjoy it, okay? Because before it was like...
Do you remember how Shoshanna used to be like the sweet one on the
I've
podcast?
always been
Now
the sweet
suddenly
one.
She's back to being no chill Shoshanna.
No,
back to being no chill
honestly,
Shoshanna.
I've been thinking about it. Like, this year I've been very chill. Not even this year. Not even this year.
Create one of those reels that they create where someone says, "Oh yeah, I've been nothing but chill this year," and then every clip afterwards is them going off, going crazy.
No. I'll be honest. It's not even just this year. In general, I am a chill person, and I just feel that some certain people try to aggregate my chillness.
Aggravate.
I aggregate.
English is
wait,
not in the room with us.
No.
The English is not in the room with us.
There's certain people that try to aggravate me to try and combust / aggregate the chillness that I do have.
Combust the chillness. It's getting worse. You would think this girl's first language is not English. You would actually think that. I was watching this TikTok today of like this Ghanaian Pop the Balloon, and this guy came out and said, "If I have the opportunity," and then the girls were like, "What kind of English is that?" It should be "if I has the opportunity." I was like, "Oh, everyone on here
It's dead wrong."
Getting steadily worse. I was actually crying laughing. I was like, "Wow!" And one of them even had the audacity to be like, "I'm very good at English." It's like the English is not here in the room with us.
No.
You're all wrong. He was right, actually.
Even the thing is, the minute people start going, I'm this is a complete lie. Apart from when I say I'm chill, because that girl on also the Pop the Balloon, the American one, where she was just like, so many of them are just like, I'm so like really intelligent, articulate, and like just basically trying to elevate themselves higher than they are. And I was like, but why are you on Pop the Balloon if your standards are so high? Why are you here?
My standards are so high, I want to be on television.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. My standards are so high, I need to be seen. I need to be perceived by more people.
But you're still on Pop the Balloon. There's so many other things you could be doing to get your recognition. Not Pop the Balloon.
No, because I'm so smart, I figured out that there's an audience here. And I would like to present myself to those audiences.
There was a guy that popped a balloon on a woman because her child was over the age of, over a certain age, and she was like, well, my son is so smart, like he has his own YouTube channel, he's coding himself, like he's a bit too much for you. I was like, but I mean, all well and good, that child is amazing.
How did he want her child to be?
I know, I think it was like there was two women that had children, and because he had a child himself. His child was 5, and the woman's child was 8, and he was like, I just don't know how to deal with an 8-year-old. I was like, fam, give it 3 years, you're gonna have to deal with it anyway.
You know how to do it. Why do people's thoughts always go to, and I would have to be the one parenting the child. Relax, we haven't even been on one day.
Exactly. That's like what that guy from Married at First Sight, like Alex. Like
I couldn't possibly know what it's like to be a parent.
father.
I don't have those instincts.
Yeah.
Because I never had a child.
Yeah. I disliked him so much I almost forgot his name. That's how much. Like, if you want to call Villains of the Year, he's up there. Up there.
There is someone else I actually think that might scare me more than him.
Are we going to talk about it later? Yeah.
I think there's actually someone way more terrifying than him.
Honest,
either equal footing or actually slightly scarier than
I
him.
really hope we're talking about the same person, but we'll talk about it. Yeah.
We should, when it's time to talk about it, we should say 3, 2, 1.
Well, let's make sure we get the names right.
Yeah.
Because
Francis.
Like, what? Because we'll get the names out, but I have one, but there's definitely another one that's come out, creeped through on the floorboards.
There was, as in, the one that, everyone, as a precursor to what we're talking about, everyone on there, straight to therapy.
And also,
or straight to jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing in between.
And this is going to be about the show that we're going to review later called The Ultimatum series.
I actually think every single one of them men unhinged.
Absolutely.
I do actually believe that. But one of them, I'm like, when it comes down to who would I be scared to be in a room with?
Oh yeah, 100%.
There was one, like the other one, I would never even be in a room with you, so it's not a problem.
Okay.
There was one I was like, he can pretend to be a normal person for just long enough that he can like get into your house, and then once he's in there, he's gonna like work at corroding your sense of self and your self-esteem until you're nothing.
Yeah.
And that is terrifying.
Yeah, that's scary. It's scary. We will talk about the ultimatum
stuff
soon.
to look forward to.
Honestly,
So, should we get to pop culture news?
Yeah, and also before we get into pop culture news, this episode is going to come out after Christmas, most likely. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you have a very good and rested period. Not like that. Hope you have a good rested festive period. But also, if you have the period, have that. I hope it's cool. We really do, honestly.
Restful rather than stressful.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, given that a lot of our listeners are women, yeah. So, hey, lads.
The lads are out. The lads are
out. So yeah, let's go on to pop culture news now.
Yeah. So, I can't believe I'm talking about this human being again on our podcast.
Go on.
But I have to mention it because the menace continued to menace. The reason why I'm happy to talk about this is because actually the victims in this scandal are not black women. So for once, I'm not in it.
Yeah.
I'm in it as a Kendrick fan, but I'm not in it as I need to defend myself or podcasting or anything like that. So basically, if you don't know, Kendrick Lamar is a rapper.
Yeah.
He has released an album recently.
Yeah.
Called GNX, which is very good if you're a Kendrick fan, and even if you're not a Kendrick fan. I mean, I don't know about the people who are not Kendrick fans. I'm a Kendrick fan, so I was excited to hear it. I've been bumping it. I've been bumping that track.
The whole thing was it really the whole album?
Yeah,
really
I mean,
good?
it's only 44-minute song.
Oh, do you know what? What? Since when have albums? Or when was the last time you heard an album that was just less than an hour?
So rarely.
It's so rarely.
Like, listen to it and I was like, oh my god, how refreshing.
Because remember Cowboy Carter? We were sitting there going, let this end, please.
Oh, we're on track 72. Fantastic. Like,
which is just an interlude to the next track. Like, get to the point.
That's what's crazy. Is like there were so many interludes that weren't a full length song, but somehow the album still felt so long.
Yeah. But it's also because like we've talked about it. Like we weren't bumping to every single song on the track. So, as a result, it just felt really long because we were not enjoying songs. We knew from even the first like 5 seconds that we weren't going to enjoy the song.
No.
So, apart from like 1 or 2 songs, those are the only ones I listen to now.
Exactly. So
yeah, back to Kendrick.
On the song "Whacked Out Murals," which is I think the opening track to the album, he has a lyric that says, "Don't let no white comedian talk about black women." That's I can't remember what the full lyric is.
I'm gonna find the bar.
Yeah, find the bar.
Yes. Look, I know where the story's going. It's like a rehash or part 2 of the S&G.
Yeah, I mean,
Shits and Gigs
mad.
thing, which is actually crazy.
It's crazy.
Because the Shits and Gigs boys were probably like, oh, thank God, it's all blown over now. And then Kendra was like, not right now, not on my watch.
I mean, I can't think of anything worse in my life, actually. I mean, don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman, that's law.
Ooh,
okay?
Yeah. So,
that's the lyric. Mm-hmm. Obviously, people were like, don't let no white comedian talk about black women. Who recently was talking about black women and got in trouble? Mm-hmm. Andrew Schultz for the Shits and Gigs controversy, right? So, like, obviously, people were like, damn, if I was Shits and Gigs, I would just change my job title to senior accountant advisor and just do that now, because...
How many people have been burnt by Kendrick this year? Drake?
I mean...
SNG?
How, like, no, but just think about the fact that, like, Drake has actual beef with, like, Kendrick and Drake have actual beef. Drake, like, Kendrick is not like an online person in the same way that, like, you know, I am. Someone needed to have told him.
Yeah.
What you did was so bad
Yeah.
that someone told Kendrick Lamar and he put it in a song forever. Like, it's a rap.
It's a rap. It's permanent.
You're always going to be those guys that Kendrick said don't do that to.
This is ink.
Like, he will never fuck with you.
No.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe if he wasn't a fan of that person, it would mean nothing to you. But if I as a fan of Kendrick, and Kendrick said, fuck scripts and giggles, I'd be like, oh.
I don't know what's going to hurt more, him or Azealia Banks.
Oh, that'd be fine. Because I told you, no one, you can't make it until Azealia Banks says.
Yeah.
Those crusty hoes, scripts and giggles, don't need noble mics. They need to get a job. They need to get some hair.
Do you know what?
Where are your edges? Like,
do you know what?
Work.
I'll be honest. I'll be like, thanks.
Literally.
Yeah.
If Beyonce was like, I don't care for those girls, I would be like,
oh, that. Because how many people have also been at the wrath of Beyonce, and where are they now? Kerry Hilson.
Done.
A-Marie.
Done.
Who else? There's been quite a few.
You don't even know them.
There's quite a few. There's quite a few.
And she wants to be done with us? No.
No.
So, personally for me, you would never hear from me again.
Yeah.
But Andrew Schultz gets on his podcast and is like, oh, Kendrick added me. And I'm not being funny, but I could take Kendrick in a fight. Like, if we were in prison, I would make love to Kendrick Lamar. And there was nothing that he could do about it.
This guy is so brave.
The escalation.
It just went so left.
He was like, yeah, obviously Kendrick's got all those gang affiliations. Yeah, they could destroy me, they could beat me up, whatever. But Kendrick, I would make love to him. That's what he said. Obviously, he's got those yapping dogs that he has on his podcast. Yeah. Can somebody tell me who those guys? Who are they?
No idea. The only one I know is Charlamagne the God.
That's a separate podcast.
That's a separate. Yeah. Sorry, it's one. Yeah.
Multicolored, and that's how I'm going to refer to them. Free multicolored yapping dogs.
You know, like colours of bulletin.
Literally crying, laughing. While he's saying that he's going to rape Kendrick Lamar. Like, if there was in prison, he could rape Kendrick Lamar.
That's actually wild.
So obviously, everyone was like, no, don't do that. All of the rap lads. Oh, and then on top of that, he was saying, Kendrick Lamar's mad at me for making jokes about black women. Again, Kendrick Lamar never mentioned your name. He said, don't let no white comedian. So he's not speaking to you, he's speaking to the people that came onto your platform and sat there while you was talking about black women.
True.
You've decided he's talking to you. Okay, girl, go off. He was like, oh yeah, it's crazy that Kendrick Lamar's mad at us, comedians, when obviously hip-hop historically has always been respectful of women. It's always been respectful of black women, hasn't it? This is the same, and then like laying lyrics about like, I'll slap my bitch up, blah, 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 all of that stuff, right? So now the hip-hop world is like annoyed at him because like, why have you brought us, don't bring us into it. Yeah. I don't really understand that because it's like, but you did say this.
You did. And also,
examine it.
Yeah, there's a whole bigger story about hip-hop and black women.
But what I understand is, this is not for you, Andrew Schultz, to come and tell me about my thing. Yeah. You focus on your thing, which is, don't talk about black women. It's really not that hard. Yeah. Just mind your business. Or even if you wanted to acknowledge the lie and be like, it's crazy, I'm in a Kendrick song. End it.
Done.
No, I'm going to rape Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. You think...
I could rape Kendrick... Rape is crazy.
Yeah, I think it's just very clear that Andrew Schultz, he has no boundaries, no filters, and he does not care. I do think next year is the year... when Cat Williams said Reckoning, I think that some extra people are going to get cancelled next year. Andrew Schultz is going to be one of them. I predict it.
He then comes on his podcast like a week later. People are sending death threats to me. They're sending death threats to me, my wife and my daughter. It's not okay. It was okay for you to say that you would rape Kendrick Lamar. A person who is somebody's son, someone's dad, someone's husband. But you don't like when people do stuff to your family. And I watched a video about this on YouTube, and like I actually watched quite a few videos about it because I guess I was just like, this guy. There's a wider conversation, right, about people using proximity to blackness to make themselves relevant, successful, money. The conversation recently has been about how white rappers come in as rappers and then decide they want to do country music because what they really wanted to do was country music, but they weren't cool enough to do that, or they weren't distinct enough to do it. So why don't I come in as a white rapper, then come back to country? I build my name as that white rapper, then come back to what the thing I want to do.
It's the whole thing of like what market saturated. Like country is saturated with white men. Hip hop isn't.
Yes,
so where's your point of differentiation? You can obviously become different.
The supply is non-existent.
Yeah, exactly.
And the demand is non-existent.
Yeah,
but you guys
keep on coming, and then you're like, you create the demand, quote unquote, and then you like dip.
100%. Yeah, 100%. So like in that conversation, I feel like people are talking about like musicians, and last episode we were talking about Miley Cyrus, like people going through those phases, but like people don't talk about like Andrew Schultz or people that spend their time commenting on black spaces, like hip hop, like I don't know, Housewives of Atlanta, like something specifically black that you have no business getting involved in, but you as the white face in that space profit from.
True.
And I think there are white people who comment on hip hop, right? There are music critics. There are all those people who do the work, who I think deserve a seat at the table. I think anyone who does the work deserves a seat at the table, because I would rather listen to someone who is educated on a subject and white than someone who's non-educated on the subject and black. And just because they're black, I'm supposed to be like, wow.
True,
Like, I think it's always good to listen to people who know what they're talking about. But there are also always going to be charlatans who can't be asked to do the work, who have slid in off the back of like, oh yeah, I heard you guys kind of like it when white people turn up here, so I'm going to be the white person that turns up. And honestly, Andrew Schultz gives me that same vibe. Like, Charlamagne has made him cool. Yeah,
because I think that you have someone to vouch for you. Like, or even there are comedians who do talk about black culture, but they're always like, oh, well, I dated a black woman, or I'm married to one, so therefore I'm able to use that.
You actually don't need... I personally still don't think that is enough of a, like...
Neither do I,
and I think I should talk about black issues, because hey, stop. Stop it.
Yeah.
I didn't marry you so you could come and stock on me. Exactly. That's not what this marriage was about.
You are just here to love me.
Feed me. Cook for me. Take care of me.
Done.
I don't want you to start telling me, well, the things about Obama. I don't want to hear about that. I didn't ask you for that. You're a political commentator. You're not a cultural commentator. You're just a dude that I'm married to.
It is so hard because, I don't know. Like, on the flip, if you were married to a white person...
I'm not getting involved in any of your white shit. Do your white shit up, girl. It's got nothing to do with me. That'll be me all day, every day. Oh, yeah, so mum's thinking about the garden. That's got shit all to do with me. I grew up in a council house with no fucking garden. I don't know nothing about that. So you and your mum plant as many tomatoes as you want. I'll be in the house, drinking a glass of wine. I don't know nothing about it.
Or, like, if you were going to do the preface, like, I'm black, so I don't have as much understanding about this.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care about this. When we have kids, you can teach them about the garden so they become those cool, like, I'm black, but I also know about gardens type people. Me?
Also, since when has gardening been like exclusively
You'll be hearing
white?
people like, I've been in the garden. I don't know. But like,
I'm trying to
that's
think
the
of
first thing that came into my mind. What do white people do? Gardens, country walks, dogs. Like, those are things. Like, and I'm not saying black people don't. Like, black people have been getting into dogs a lot recently. I love that for us.
Yeah.
We deserve pets.
Yeah.
But like,
even at one point, running used to be very white, but now there's like black run clubs.
Well, you know,
mixed run clubs.
When black people run, it's because they're running for their lives. Damn. Damn. We don't get the luxury of running for fun.
I mean, mind you, like, I've been to a number of run clubs, and there's a particular run club that I have been to, and it's like predominantly black, and we're all there running around central London, and I just feel like, bruh.
People are like, whoa!
What is that?
A group of black people.
What is that visual? Because as we
people
know,
like grabbing their purses.
As we know, if you see a whole bunch of black people running, what do? You run with them.
Unless you're not black.
Oh yeah. If you're not black,
running away.
Yeah, someone's running.
Either way, your feet will be moving.
But in what direction determines whether you're black or not. So yeah, I always wonder, like, you know, if you see a whole bunch of like 50 black people running across like a bridge, and you know, what do you think?
Who knows?
But anyway,
stay in your lane. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. And I think I don't like Charlamagne, so it's okay for me to say this. I think that people like Charlamagne who give these white people passes to come into our spaces and chat shit about us, and then go onto their own podcast and do the same thing and think that they're going to get away with it is the problem.
Yeah.
Because he would never have had the balls to do that had you not co-signed him and given him a leg up.
Yeah.
And now he's crying. The crazy thing on top of that to me is you're crying about people making threats to your child. Like your child is off limits. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Your child is not off limits.
Because you talk about everyone else's child.
You should never have opened your mouth to talk. Like, I obviously do not support the way that people on the internet don't have any boundaries whatsoever. Like, you are not... Kendrick, you're not a member of Kendrick's family. You're just a random person on the internet. You decided to message Andrew Schultz being like, I'll kill your daughter. That's fucked.
Yeah,
I don't support that.
Yeah.
But you, in getting on the internet and say you're going to rape Kendrick Lamar, are exercising exactly what the internet provides, right? Yeah. So to then be shocked that it's come your way, it's just like, what did you think? Yeah. What did you think was going to... Like, it's like us, honestly, sitting on this podcast, talking about the things that we talk about, and then one of our listeners is making a comment and being like, how dare you comment on the podcast? Yeah. That's not what... Like, no, I have an opinion. You're allowed to have an opinion. Yeah. I don't like your opinion. You might not like mine. Mm-hmm. I will say I won't threaten your family. I would like to think you wouldn't threaten mine. But that's because we are maintaining a level of civility in the way that we talk about things, in the way that we expect our listeners to talk to us. Yeah. You said you would rape a man. The bets are off.
Yeah. And then now you're surprised by the ramifications. And then you're using your privilege of being like, but no... The tears. I'm sorry, the white tears. I'm so sorry.
I just feel like people, that's messed up. It is messed up. It was also messed up when you said that. Because actually what you said after you said it was, I don't care, I could play this game all day. So you said you wanted to go, but you wanted to go
You went 10 toes down and everyone was like, bet.
Literally, and meanwhile, Kendrick's not said a word, a peep to you. You're having a war with yourself.
Because also, he's not even confirmed that you're the comedian.
You're having a war with yourself.
And to the point you made, like, he was not directing at Andrew Schultz.
It could be anyone. Because you're not the only person.
No, you're not. And also, really and truly, what Andrew Schultz has done is what didn't happen the first time round. Because the first time round, S&G got majority of the heat for what happened, because rightfully so. But also, Andrew Schultz was, like, scot-free, really. Because he was able to then just, like, double down on why S&G... it was their fault, they didn't want to edit it out, etc, etc. Now, on this occasion, it's now Andrew Schultz that's getting the heat, because really and truly, SNG is not really hearing... You're not hearing that much about it from them. I mean, mind you, as I mentioned when we talked about them before, like, I've not even following them. I've not heard much about them. I don't even see them on my TikTok anymore. It's really silent. So... to me, really and truly, maybe this is a just desserts for Andrew Schultz, because he should have got the heat the first time round, because everyone was talking about SNG, and rightfully so. They also made those comments. They were there laughing, but Andrew Schultz was also the perpetrator. He should have had a lot of heat about the whole situation from the public, but he didn't. So I feel like it's on him now. He's now understanding what it really means. If you want to be part of black culture, but you don't want the ramifications of it, you need to step back. But if you want to profit from it, and you want to go 10 toes down, this is what you're going to get. Yeah, especially when you're starting to bring the other hip-hop culture into it. Like, as much as... and however damaging the culture is, for someone to try and put a mirror up there, especially someone who's white, saying, well, look at hip-hop, look at hip-hop. Hip-hop will turn on you.
I just think...
it's just crazy.
I just think Andrew Schultz is... messy, I don't think is the right word. No. I actually think he's disgusting.
Yeah.
I thought he was disgusting in the last... scandal. I think he's disgusting in this one, and I think that the confidence with which he has, because even to then, even after the shits and gigs thing, to get on his podcast and be cussing them out and be like, yeah, blah blah, they didn't ask us to edit none of that out, their apology was weak, this, that and the other. Like, nothing is sacred to you. And I don't think you respect any of the black people. I don't think you respect black people, period. Actually, you didn't respect them, not that they deserved the highest honour, but like, you actually could have just left that alone. You don't respect Kendrick to say something like that about him, when literally all he said was, don't talk about black women. He didn't say, I'm going to rape Andrew Schultz, so it felt okay for you to say you was going to rape him. I think that and then he even on top of that had the audacity to say Kendrick used his name for clout.
When did he mention your name?
He was like, everyone's talking about Kendrick now because of me.
Who? What?
Everyone's talking about Kendrick now because of you.
I think
the level of delusion.
The delusion is high, and I think it's gone. You know, like some people, they will make off the cuff comments and be like, well, it's just a joke, it's a joke, it's a joke, I'm a comedian, like, no one likes comedy anymore, everyone's so woke, etc., etc. Whereas I feel like for him, he will try and cover everything behind comedy, joke, but now I think that in his head, he believes the crap that he says.
Yeah.
And I think, like, honestly, I don't think he actually likes... He don't like black people.
I don't think he likes black people.
Not to be like Kanye West, but I don't think Andrew Schultz likes
Andrew Schultz doesn't care about black people.
But also he cares so... He doesn't care about black people, no. But he cares enough because he knows it's going to get attention and clout.
He knows that black
people carry the culture.
Black culture is cool. It is. Yeah. It always has been, especially to white people. Yeah. If you want to be cool as a white person, your affinity for or your proximity to black culture makes you cooler. Yeah. We already know that. Yeah. Getting like dapped up by a black person or hearing that, oh yeah, you can come to the cookout. Oh my god. Gosh.
Oh my god!
The pinnacle of a compliment to pay a white person.
I mean, as a black British person, to be invited to an American cookout, I'll feel honoured.
What?
I
think you should feel honoured. It's food, but it's fine.
But true. I mean, we have our own black cookouts anyway, but like, it's not like an American one, you know.
It's a barbecue.
Yeah, but true. But Americans, it's like. The food will be hitting. We have a mac and cheese, the cornbread, the...
No, you've planned out this whole menu. I'm telling you, the minute you get this cookout...
The fried chicken, the sweet potato pie, the chicken and waffle.
I don't want any of that.
Biscuit and gravy, grits.
Food. I can't wait to see what Hot Guys is going to be. Like, you guys keep talking about cookout. I can't wait to see what guys...
the dancing, the music, the bumping.
What's the bumping?
You know the dances? The crunking.
Crunking. Don't let Shoshanna in America. Don't let her set foot in America.
I've been to the States a few times, but each time I've been like, when am I going to get the invite to the cookout?
She is a menace. Don't let her in there. She's waiting to wreak havoc at your cookout. She's going to eat so much food, she gets diarrhea, messes up the whole toilet, comes back downstairs, she's trying to dance with everyone. Everyone's like, whoa, you smell like shit. She's like, come on, dance with me. I want to get bumping. I want to get cranking. Then they never let a British person come to the fucking cookout again. And that is the story of Shoshanna at the cookout. So this is what I mean. We need to gatekeep black culture. Don't let Shoshanna in. Don't let us in even.
No. Like, well, yeah, but let's be honest. Yeah,
on a really basic level.
Yeah.
As I said when we talked about the shits and gigs situation, we have to protect our peace online.
100%.
You're allowed to not engage in a drama if you were like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And you stop platforming these people. I don't listen to Andrew Schultz. Everything I learn about this man is against my will.
Yeah, because the thing is, perfectly honest, since the SG thing, I had not heard about Andrew Schultz in a minute. Like, even when you mentioned the story to me, I had not heard a peep about it. I really feel like the only reason why this has come across my For You page, YouTube homepage, whatever it is because of Kendrick. Yeah.
That's
and
literally
again,
it.
Black people keep on putting you on. Or, like, you keep on putting yourself on black people.
Literally.
And black people are like, leave us alone.
Can you imagine, like, Taylor Swift put out an album, and then I was like, God, Taylor Swift is obsessed with me. Taylor Swift stopped talking about me all the time. Like, I made a really big thing on the podcast about, like, it's pathetic, and no one would take it seriously, because Taylor Swift was never speaking about you.
Oh my gosh.
And literally the lyric is more so focused at the people like Charlemagne, like Shits and Gigs, who sit there and like, give people like you a platform, than it is about people like you.
Yeah.
Why are you crying about it?
Kendrick has no time for you guys. He already made a song for you. He's called Not Like Us. Not Like Us is a space for people like Drake, for you, for anyone that's trying to try and steal our culture and profit off it, but not respect it. So he really wrote your song. Your song is Not Like Us. The song of the summer, the song of the year.
He's a loser.
He is.
I don't want to tell you, this guy's like 44 years old. He's a loser.
Bro, is he? Bro.
Like, I was even trying to put myself, this is the last thing I'll say about it, I was literally trying to put myself in the position of his wife, right?
Yeah.
And getting death threats sent to me because of something you did. You'd be sleeping in the street.
But that's when you're like, with the vows, you know.
You'd be sleeping in the street.
Because for rich or poor, for sick or poor, for sickness and in health.
As a man, your job is to protect your family, and you've actually put us in the line of fire. Not just me, and not just yourself. You, me, and our child.
That's wild.
Over some wild lie you wanted to say to Kendrick Lamar who wasn't speaking to you. Yeah. You have to sleep outside.
Honestly, I do think next year...
You have to sleep outside.
2025 is definitely the year where celebrities are going to get humbled. We're going to see it with P. Diddy. We're going to see it with Andrew Schultz. I think we're going to see it with many celebrities.
You have to sleep outside.
This year was reckoning. Next year is humbleness.
I fully believe... Well, I would never... If I woke up one morning and found out my husband A had a podcast, B was on that podcast just chatting shit.
Yeah.
It's divorce automatically. I think you're mentally ill. Because how can you be lying next to me, eating dinner, laughing, joking, then going on a podcast and saying...
But to me, that would be a big shock if Andrew Schultz's wife was black.
No, I don't think... No.
Yeah.
I wasn't even talking about...
In that instance, I would be like, yeah, divorce immediately. The amount of rubbish she's talking about black people. And your op is in your bed.
I'm not even talking about just on the race thing. You're running an alpha male podcast talking about high value women.
Yeah. But then
high value.
Again, with those type of speakers, I always imagine who their partner is. And either their partners is alliance with that kind of
man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Or aligns with those values, or is what's the word I'm trying to... You know when someone's under something, like
below?
Not below, but like like almost co-signs it themselves.
Yeah.
So that's what it makes me feel. I mean, my biggest hot take, which is my feeling, is someone like a Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yeah.
He got a white wife. He's got a white concubine. Honestly, in my mind, there's the people that talk so loudly about the things they're against, they're doing it. It's the same ways, like, unfortunately, in the church, the ones that are being so loud against, like, anti-LGBTQ rhetoric are some of the biggest homophobes.
Fucking and sucking. In the church car park.
She said the I didn't say it, but...
Trousers round your ankles.
So, those are the big scandals, like, anyway. So, that's my big hot take. Best of luck.
Not best of luck. I want that man underneath the jail.
That I think again.
Stop being boring. Like you're so boring because everybody knows we're waiting for the halftime show with Kendrick. Yeah, nobody cares about you.
No one cares.
Like you're a loser. This is loser behaviour.
But that's another thing. What I love about Kendrick is through everything he's been stimped silent. Like he has not said anything. He doesn't need to say anything. The same way that when Nicki and Meg Thee Stallion were having their own beef. And Nicki and Meg...
You let your opponent play themselves.
Exactly. Quiet as a mouse, was just in there in the club enjoying her music. Not one word needs to be said. And I think that's...
Yeah, that's what
we need to move at that.
When people are beefing with themselves, really. Because, again, does she mention your name, Nicki? No. You said this beef is about me.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight.
Yeah.
Who are you fighting?
No one.
Who are you fighting? You're fighting your own reflection. Honestly. Because I never said nothing.
Yeah. So
it's just you at home, big mad, waiting for someone to expose you. That you felt exposed to you, then you was gonna be relax. Yeah. And I forget, maybe that's the same with Andrew Schultz. He's waiting. He's at home shaking, thinking it's only a matter of time before someone tries to expose me, and I'm ready.
Oh, you know what, Andrew? He wants his own diss track. He wants his own, not like us. But you're definitely not getting it.
No one is ever going to make a diss track about you.
You are never going to get that.
You are a blip.
Because Not Like Us was based on deep hatred for years.
You are a blip.
For years.
You're popular today. We won't even know you next year. It's never happening. That. Yeah. You're not even that guy. Yeah. You was never even that guy. That's what's crazy. You're a comedian. I didn't even know you for comedy.
Yeah.
Isn't that
That's
crazy?
The thing. That is. I only knew of him or recognized his face because of Charlemagne.
You're a comedian and I don't know you for comedy. Yeah. That tells me everything I need to know about you.
And that's, again, it adds to the whole fact of why he talks so much. Because there's no comedy to talk. There's no comedy to back him up.
He's going on tour. So go on the tour.
Yeah.
Go on the tour. Do work.
Yeah.
You're jealous of Kendrick because he does work. You guys don't want to work.
It's like,
the kids don't want to work these days.
Not Kardashian.
Sorry, that might be my quote of the year. Nobody wants to work.
I thought your one was going to be like, no one reads. The girls can't read. Because, Meg Can't Talk Too Much, I think, was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a lifelong
that
one.
Is really became one.
But the amount of times me and my colleague have said to each other, nobody wants to work these days. It's like, right? Yeah. And whenever one of us is like, oh, I'm tired today, it's like, nobody wants to work. It's just so... She actually ended up being so real. for that.
That's
Because nobody does want to work.
Yeah, and then she got the heat, and then everyone was like,
everyone was mad, but she was telling the truth. People don't want to work.
But the girl, but she does work. Like Kim Kardashian works.
I was talking to my sister about this, right? Slight tangent. I was talking to my sister about this, and I was like, there are certain people, who are hungry, right? And there are other people who are not.
Yeah.
Kendrick, Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, hungry. What for?
God knows. Because they're fed fully.
But the hunger is not satiated.
Yeah.
These people will, and there are people that will never, you can't best them because, the hunger is something otherworldly. Yeah. Like, that desire to get up and be better than you was yesterday.
Yeah.
The rest of us don't really have that. I think there are people who are, mildly hungry.
Yeah.
Some people can have a snack.
Yeah.
But when you think about, I don't know, I mentioned Cardi B when I was speaking to her, and I was like, I don't think Cardi is hungry anymore in the way she was hungry when she first started out.
Oh, yeah,
I think that's the thing. Some people's hunger gets satiated. Some people's hunger is, I got the platinum single, and then I made a shit ton of money. Yeah. I got to go to the Met Gala, and I'm good, actually. I'm fed. Yeah. I've got my kids. I'm fed. I'm actually... Yeah. And some people's hunger is you could give me 18,000 of these platinum albums, it will mean nothing to me. I'm always going to be better. I just want to be better than I was.
Because Beyonce still works as if she's still in Destiny's Child. She is still, she's not made it. Honestly, she works like that. Kendrick, same thing. I was even watching some videos of Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
That girl's 22, 23. Because she does that every year with Vanity Fair. Taylor Swift. That Vanity Fair.
Acts like she's never made an album penny
in her life.
Of her music. When she's putting shit out.
And then also touring there's no tomorrow.
She's never made a penny. Exactly. She's not made a penny from any of it. That's something else. It's crazy.
It's a different drive.
It's something else. It's something otherworldly. I really do think that because why?
Yeah. Even, do you know who I also think about? Issa Rae. Issa Rae is, when I say she's hungry, the girl knows how to find businesses. She's made wine. She's got restaurants. She's got shows, films, production company, record label. Works.
All of those I
don't know. It's very American. I think it's an American culture thing. Because I can't think of many British that do it really.
It's not culturally. It's not looked. We don't like it when people are hungry.
That's crazy.
When you're hungry in this country, it's an ugly trait, not a positive one. Ambition is so rewarded in America that it makes sense that it creates these people who are I'm a pack horse. I'll work. Yeah, we don't have a culture here that fosters ambition or encourages ambition. So there is that's why there's so few people that end up being wow, this person is
big.
Every year they're putting out an album. Every year they're putting out a new film. Every year they're putting there just isn't.
Or they go to the States where the ambition is valued.
Maybe writers actually. There are some writers. I feel like the writers in this country, there are people who are constantly working.
Yeah.
Joe Barton.
Oh yes.
What's his name? Jack Thorne. Maybe your name has to begin with a J. Maybe that's how.
Yeah, exactly.
These people have a commission every minute of every day.
Yeah.
One show's come out, next show's come out, next show. They don't stop working. Yeah. They don't stop working. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether they sleep or they don't sleep, but they don't stop working. There are people that just...
The hunger
is there. And I think as a writer, specifically in writing, because your jobs are, you self-generate your work. If you're not ambitious, you won't eat.
Yeah.
It's not if you're in an office job and it's I could not get anything and pay commission next year and still have a roof over my head and pay my bills. So where's the need for me to be hungry? Whereas when you're freelance in any role, it's not just writers, I guess. You're a directors, the people who work in post, people who work behind the scenes. If you are not peddling what you do constantly, getting in front of people, meeting people, doing all of that stuff, you just won't eat.
Yeah. And
I think that's why a lot of people don't last in creative roles that are freelance.
Yeah.
Because they can't self-generate that.
It's a law. Yeah, it's an energy that you have to self-generate. Yeah,
you have to self-generate it.
Yeah.
And I think American people are much more likely to be delusional than Britons. Again, not culture as a culture, we're not delusional.
Yeah.
We're not the sky's the limit.
Yeah. The last.
We're not optimistic. No, we're not optimistic people.
Even if I think about the yesteryear when I used to watch a show that I loved as a child called Only Fools and Horses, and Del Boy was always this time next year I'll be a millionaire, and he had the hunger.
He was hungry,
but it was used as a joke. So this time next year I'm going to be it was always used as a joke.
It was a bad thing.
Yeah,
His hunger was presented as a bad thing. Every scrape he got into, the comedy came from Delbo's so hungry
Yeah.
that he's gonna go do a deal. The deal's gonna backfire, and he's
Yeah.
gonna find himself right back where he started.
Yeah.
Right? It's a perfect setup for comedy because that's what comedy. You're not supposed to like grow and change in a comedy in the way that you do in a drama.
Exactly.
So it makes sense to come up with something where it's like you have to keep recycling. Think about what's her name? Keeping Up with, what is it? What's their show called?
The Kardashians.
No, Keeping Up Appearances.
Oh yeah.
Hyacinth
Yes.
Bouquet. What is it? She has ideas above her station.
Yeah.
Every single episode is about Hyacinth having an idea above her station, trying to show people, I'm renting a boat. You get there, it's a fucking canoe.
Exactly.
Her and her husband fall in the water. Like, the comedy
is there, yeah.
Saying, having ideas above your station will get you into trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's something to be laughed at.
Yeah. The only time when
The same in Rivals.
Yeah, exactly.
That same joke came up in Rivals. Here are these uppity working class people who've done well for themselves, and now they want to come into our space. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. And that's the thing, and like, so it's always used to the comedic element, always like not being serious. So the day that Del Boy did win a millionaire, I was telling you, when I watched the episode, I think I cried because it was like, right, because like someone's been like hard done by for the past 10 years. They finally become a millionaire, and they're like, wait, what? I think it was like a painting or something that they took to auction, and then that's how they made their millions. And it was like, okay, the final cost is X plus million. Everyone just jaw drop, like, because it just feels like unreal.
It's unreal, and that doesn't come from.
No.
Weirdly, that does come from.
This country likes
this country likes hard work.
Yeah.
Right. When you put all those episodes together, Del Boy has worked hard, right?
Yeah. And therefore he's rewarded with...
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what you don't reward is inherently the ambition. Ambition, bad. Hard work, good.
Great.
Like, we love the idea of like, yeah, this person was in this industry for 18 years before they got their big break. Why do we like that? Why do we like that?
Like, overnight success is 10 years. Like, okay, I get it. Like, you don't want to show like everything can happen in a minute. But yeah, like, but sometimes you need the ambition. Like, is this ever gonna hit? Is this ever gonna come to pass? Like,
we're just
what?
like,
Or because
good luck.
Yeah, because people will be like, "Oh, if it's not gonna happen tomorrow, then I'm gonna give up." But then in the same breath, it's like, "But you've been doing this for 15 years and nothing's really blown up." So I don't know. It's really hard.
I think you're right. There's something about us culturally as Brits that you're ingrained from a young age. I remember talking to someone about this, and I was saying that like it's especially looked down upon when you're black, because it's actually much harder. Because as a child of immigrants, and actually I think this. As a child of immigrants, as a black person, your parents are telling you, reach for the stars, right? Then you're going to school and everyone's saying, stop rubbing it in everyone's face that you're smarter than they are. So then you're just like,
where can I go?
So then you learn, and I know why we were talking about this, because we were talking about Colleen Rooney. I think that you learn, as a black person, I think you learn as a woman as well, to downplay your talents and your intelligence, because you are taught that being smart feels like you're being smug, which goes hand in hand with being ambitious, and that goes hand in hand with being like, well, I actually think I could do. Yeah.
I could do anything that I want to put my mind to.
And I think the re-emergence of Colleen Rooney, like the Rebecca Vardy stuff, her being on I'm a Celebrity, even the documentary that she did on Disney, I remember watching that, and even watching her for a bit on I'm a Celebrity, and being like, this woman is really smart.
Oh no, she's intelligent.
She's really smart, and in order to be liked, she has to be down to earth. And I'm not saying she's not down to earth, because I think you can be down to earth and smart, but you can see like that this is all very much like, I have to pretend I only just had this thought, even though I had it
for ages and ages ago.
Come on, I'm not stupid. And I find that really interesting.
It's really, because I'm thinking about one of my earlier jobs, and I remember like one of the pieces of feedback that I got was like, oh, like when you write your emails, it can be quite formal. Yeah. So you can be a bit more casual when you're like emailing, and I'm thinking in my head like, okay, I completely understand. It's not like I'm writing to whom it may concern. Please, can you send at your earliest convenience? I wasn't writing stuff like that, but I was just saying the things that need to be done. But then being told, but you can be a bit more light, and So, but you want me to dumb myself down? Which is crazy to think about.
Yeah. I, just before we left work, had a conversation with some colleagues about email signatures, and one of my colleagues was like, when she signs off with her initial.
Okay.
And an X. So it's like VX, right? And another colleague had said, yeah, it's very authoritative of you to end emails like that.
Is it?
And then my friend was like, what do you think that means? And I was like, I actually don't know. I like it. I think that's quite baller.
It's quite unique. Yeah, it's quite unique.
Like,
yeah.
VX.
Yeah.
And then she was like, you know what? I've noticed you never sign off with like an X. I'm like, I think it's weird.
Yeah. Why am I giving you a kiss?
Yeah, it's like what even amongst people in the office. Like, no, everyone gets the exact same sign out because I'm not going to remember not to do that to someone else. Again, So it's just always good. I was like, best Marnie. That is my. It's locked in. I'm never gonna unlock it.
The only time I've ever done that is like usually when I'm leaving the company. Like I'm saying like sending someone like my final like email. I'd be like, hope to speak to you soon. X. Or like just like if I know them well,
I've never X.
I would X them, but it's because like it's a super casual conversation, which is very rare over email. Like this is on a Slack or on an IM, I would maybe be a bit more, but it's more smiley faces. Like people at work don't get my X. You get my smiley face.
I'd never. If I know you and I like you,
make it a heart.
You're getting no formal.
Oh yeah.
Intro, and you're getting no formal. It's just gonna be one line, be like, bitch. Send me that thing when you get a chance. I'm not trying. Why? I don't do that when I see my friends.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
Like, well, hello, Shoshanna.
No, it's just
all my love, Marnie.
It's just okay. Actually, I'm trying to think. Do we even hate each other?
I asked my cousin today if she knows my name, and for a second she looked like she didn't know what my name was. It's like I realized whenever like hello, and blah blah blah, hello, blah blah blah. Like no, I don't use any. I actually always call my uncle I always call him Uncle Baba.
Oh, that's nice.
I always do.
I'm trying to think.
I always call my aunt. I don't just call them uncle and auntie. I call them.
But their full name.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just an auntie, uncle. Or I have more aunties than uncles, and then my brother and sister. I don't even call them by their name. I'm just like, hey bro, hey sis.
I call my sister by her name.
You guys had that real like you give.
We're very formal.
You're very formal. Whereas I'm like bro or bruh. Sis.
I never call my sister sis. Unless it's like, go, sis.
Yeah.
I don't call it, we don't have pet names. But I feel like my sister's name is my pet name for her.
Oh, that's really sweet. Well, actually, my sister's pet name for me is Sweetness, and I call her Baby.
Oh, you guys are adorable.
But that started out of like, we were actually teasing each other because, it's a long story, but my mum was like, she would have kept on calling my sister Baby if my younger brother didn't come. So I was like, bruh, so was I called Baby when I was a baby? She was like, maybe. So I was like, so my sister got the baby. She got a baby like term of endearment, but I didn't. And then my brother got it. So where was mine? And so then I made the joke and I called my sister Baby, and then she'll call me Sweetness, and then that's how it stuck. I have no idea where the sweetness came from though. I think it's coming from my nan.
I really want to say something, but I can't say it on the pod because I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, okay.
But I was going to say, my grandma called me the equivalent, called me Marn.
Okay.
And I was like, nobody...
Oh, wait, she full names you?
Everyone in my family calls me by my full name.
That's so interesting.
Every so often, like, my uncle will say Marn, and I'm like, this is for the girls.
Okay.
This is for the girls. And then, like, vice versa, if I'm at work and someone calls me Marnie, I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah.
Use my full government name.
Yeah. Then you know something's up. What do you want?
No, I feel like people like to just say it because I don't use it. So it's like, this is new.
Yeah,
and I'm like, and I don't like it.
I think because my name has so many different shortened versions, I do get like, Shosh, nah.
Nah.
No. I just get many variations, and I'm just like, hey, and then like, can I call you that? I was like, call me whatever. I don't, because I don't care at that point. I'm like, call me whatever.
I'm gonna be really strict when I have a kid. In the same way that I was very strict as a child about like, this is my name. So don't make up any variations.
So you're gonna give your children names that will have...
You can't shorten.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that makes it easier then.
Yeah.
But then best believe I will make a nickname for your child.
You can make
because I've got a nickname already for our friend's baby.
What's the nickname? Because we have
Cookie.
We have two friends.
Yeah.
But what's the other? You don't have one for him?
No, I don't. Because he's the one that doesn't need it.
Exactly, and that's what I'm gonna do.
He don't
This one
doesn't need on.
Short man, you're not getting an A.
Oh wait, no, I do call him young man.
That's not a nickname. I do call him young boy. Come here.
I'm like, young man, what are you doing? Come over.
That.
Yeah, so I do have a little nickname for him.
That's not a nickname.
It is.
You would call anyone. You would call my son.
It's a term of endearment. It's a term of endearment.
You want to put anybody who has a son, you're going to call them young man. So that's not really a term.
No, I won't. I'll call him by his name.
So sorry, you decided he's young man. Everybody else is just the name. Got it.
He's young man because I saw him from day dot. No, not day dot. But
okay, so if I have a kid,
yeah,
what are you going to call him?
I will probably call him young man too.
Exactly, that's what I said.
Young man too. Ha!
You will not be coming into my home.
I'm kidding. I will not.
Two of anything. He is one.
Absolutely, he will not.
He's the only one.
I will not call him that. I'll call
unique.
him. No, actually, unique. No, I'm gonna call him the names that you were gonna call your children. What's his name? And Anarchy and Chaos. I'll call him that. Chaos. No, I don't want to call your child Chaos.
I had a thought yesterday about a name. Aloe.
Like the brands, the fashion brands.
No, like aloe vera. I was like, why is no one called Aloe? That's a really nice name.
But for a girl.
Maybe.
I like for a girl, yeah, for a boy.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Lo. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure his name. Lo.
Well, I already have said I don't know if I've ever told you this before, but my names I have a feeling I'm gonna have twins, and if they're girls, their names will be Lois and Alana, and the short name will be Lo and Lana.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute.
I don't know, Lois is so nice.
It's really cute. It's really, really cute.
No one better steal that. I'll be fucking vexed.
Don't. Yeah, maybe we'll scratch it from the pods.
Yeah, don't steal my name.
No, don't.
No, the listeners can steal. I mean, people in my circle.
Yeah, you have to.
Because we can't have 18 Lois.
Then you have to You have to snap those names out now.
No, I'm not gonna snap up nothing. I just feel like you guys should know not to name your kid that.
Well, you said it, so definitely not. And they're not the names that would. They're not my names anyway, so don't worry. So.
But then I also really like word names.
Go on.
Like, for Baby Cookie, how I was like...
Scandal.
Yeah. I really actually like it.
But that's the thing. I was like, there's two nicknames really got floating for that kid already.
Yeah, and I'm like, I do like word names. Like Aloe.
But I don't know. But I don't think Scandal was. Oh, Scandal is the name.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I read it, like Scandal.
It's Scandal now. Obviously.
Oh, Scandal. Yeah, Scandal. Oh yeah, sorry. When it was a boy, it was Scandal. But now it's Scandal.
Yeah.
I like Scandal. Scandal.
The idea of something being a bit unisex.
Yeah.
I really like the name. Well, I really like the name Pen because of Penn Badgley. But like, I'm like, also I like pens. So why don't I my kid Pen?
Lord, have mercy. You next one gonna be called Paper or Papier.
Not Papier.
Pen and paper.
Well, my old name used to be Rocco Turkey Prince.
That's it.
I like 2-syllable names. Like I like the name Rocco. I like the name Turkey. Principal. But I like as an ensemble.
Rocky Turkey Prince
is really
That's
strong.
Really cute. Yeah. That's really cute. I was like,
turkey part is crazy, but like actually when you say it together, it really it comes together.
All three. But then if you have all three names, then you're calling them down because the whole test is like when you're calling them downstairs to tell them off. Rocky Turkey Prince, come down now.
No, it'll be like Kofi, come down here. I'm not gonna call you by your government name in my house. Come here.
Your African name.
Why are these dishes not clean?
Also, but yeah, the two things. One, I don't know. I need to decide if my child is gonna have one name in the house and outside of the house.
I like it.
Because also, am I creating confusion when I'm giving them two names?
No.
One name that's only be for the inside.
Because people grow up in bilingual households.
True say.
How was two names gonna confuse them? I don't know what they have.
Well, mind you, so my sister, we bought her a gift and we put the gift with her Nigerian name, the name that we called her in the house, and she was like, but how am I going to take a video of this and put this online because everyone knows me as my government English name.
That's weird though.
And that's why I'm like, no, it's fine.
No, I think it's weird. Like, why do you care what the internet thinks?
I mean, it's not like the internet. I think it's not on the internet necessarily, but it's just like.
Is it that she don't want people to know that's her name?
No, I don't think there's that. I think it's just more like because people know her as because people know her as or it's just the fact that like that is the gift or something.
Use the branding.
Yeah.
It's going to confuse the
Yeah,
mind,
it is. Because the gift is also something that needs to be put up, like a frame.
Mm-hmm.
So to have her name that's not her name, yeah. It's the same thing. We bought a cake and I had our sisterly name for her on it. And she was like, "Oh, guys, but how am I going to take a video of this?"
What do you mean?
Yeah,
you just take a video and keep
my,
it for yourself.
Yeah, mind you, like, yeah, because if you guys... Or if they got me a gift that had my local name. I don't know what to call it. My family name.
Local. Like, you clearly want to say local. You keep going. My
local. My family name on it. Like, yeah, I will show it. But then that being said, I don't think I want to show it to everyone.
But it's your name.
No, it's my name. But I don't like. Okay, you know, on Instagram you can tier it. On Instagram you have people that like are your friends, your close friends, people that they know you. They know that your name is. They know that you have two names. There are people out there who don't know that, and I don't actually want them to know my second name.
Why?
Because the one is not... It's a bigger story, but that name is... My family name, my local name is not my birth certificate, so it's not even like... I don't know, I think...
So it's something like they could do fraud.
True, but I just... That's something that's very precious to me.
Okay.
I don't know how to say it. I'm not...
One
thing is I'm not ashamed of it at all.
I think you covered it in saying it's very precious to you.
It is,
I just think of a name as a name. It's what I'm called. I don't think of my names as precious. But if I had like a secret name, then maybe I wouldn't want people to know my... Like I guess if I had like a nickname name with my partner or something, or like a family name, and then like they said that, and also, I wouldn't want like a stranger calling me that. So maybe I wouldn't want them to know.
I was watching this YouTube show that actually I think it's on BET as well. It's called Dating Black, and it's a whole bunch of like Black British influencers. Yeah, to talk about what is like dating in the UK, asking typical dating questions. Mm-hmm. It always reminds me of something that you said, and I think it was a rant you had about Pop the Balloon. And just in general, like, why is it always black people only talking about dating and relationships? Like, it's only our community to has these, like, discussions of, like, 50-50 or blah, 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 or, you know, who pays first? So, anyway, one of the questions on the show was, like, what pet names do you have for your partner? And most people talked about, like, oh, sometimes they have things like babe, or some people just have their regular name. And then someone was like, oh, I'm not going to say, because, like, it's just something that's really private to us. And I get it, to that point, like... Yeah. My local name is precious to me because it's a name that I use with as very a precious group of people.
I think it's listen, I literally don't knock it.
Yeah. But I don't want that confusion with my kids, man. Oh yeah, give them one name that they can use everywhere. I
mean, I'm obviously a big proponent of giving people one name.
Yeah, so he does. Yeah.
I support that a lot.
Yeah. Oh, you have two, but
I have two. Yeah. Yeah. But and I also like having two names.
But no one calls you your middle name.
Yes, they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
My mum calls me that all the time.
Oh.
She actually probably calls me that more than she calls me my first name.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah.
But no one else.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard. And also, like, if you had kids that had two different backgrounds.
Huh?
Like no, like you had kids that have like different like their mum is one background, one culture.
Why would their mum be a different background to me?
No, no. I mean, sorry. If your child had two different cultures, like you're one culture and your husband is a different culture, like how do you decide?
Just get more names. What the hell? That's what happens when you get two cultures. You got your English name, you got your Ghanaian name, and then you got your whatever next name you got.
True.
And then you got your surname. What's the problem? There are people out here with... My sister has literally 4 or 5 names on her birth certificate. Exactly. And you come from the same place.
Which is crazy. It's crazy.
The same place. So yeah, I don't really think it's a problem for you to have one Ghanaian name and one Côte d'Ivoire name, and then what difference does that make?
Oh,
in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like names. It really upsets me that I can't. Like, I have so many great ideas for names. I'm like, damn, I'm only gonna have like maybe.
You don't know.
I just can't really see myself pushing a baby out 4, 5, 6 times.
That's the thing.
So it's gonna have to be. I'm gonna have to really, really work hard on naming that one.
The thing is hard because as we get older and older, like definitely when I was younger, in my early 20s, I was like, I want to have a lot of kids, and then as I've grown older and older, I'm like, whatever you decide, Lord.
My body is just so precious to
me. Like, God, whatever you decide.
Like, I get it. Like, obviously, you're a mom, sacrifice yourself, or I get it. But like,
I always think maybe that if the first time will be the hardest, then everything else just slides through.
And I don't want that. I don't want things to slide through me. That is literally, no, I don't want that. I work so hard. I'm a good person. I want the things that are inside me to stay inside me, and the things that are outside me to stay outside me.
No, I get it.
Not like, oh, I coughed the other day and I completely pissed myself because my pelvic floor doesn't exist anymore because I've pushed out 14 babies. Like, when I see people who are like, yeah, so I've had 10 kids, I'm like, huh? The fuck?
Yeah, I mean, maybe you must enjoy, like,
enjoy pushing out the baby.
Yeah, because, I mean, you forget about it afterwards. But I also don't think you do, like...
I mean, after 10, I feel like your brain's gonna be like, I'm not gonna...
Yeah, like, this...
You get it.
This is light work.
You get it now.
Like, you know what's happening.
I'm trying really hard to, like, delete the memory. You keep doing it. Yeah. So at this point, I'm going to keep you with the memory.
Because we've all had just a painful period. Think about that times whatever.
Honestly.
Yeah. We don't want to talk too much about it because, like...
I'm not trying to... I saw a TikTok of this woman who, like, had gone, like, to a beach or swimming pool on her birthday, and she was like, happy 61st birthday to me. This woman's body, crazy.
Oh wait, was she at one of those not Nordic countries? Sweden? Was she in Sweden?
Maybe.
In the bath, the swim bath. Yeah, I think I've seen that.
And everyone was like, 61, what the hell are you talking about? You look so good. Yeah. And then the top comment was like, yeah, this is what it looks like when you don't have kids. But I was like...
Yeah, I saw that one, yeah.
We're really sacrificing our damn bodies.
What if she was 61 and she had a couple of kids and she just, like, snapped...
No, that body was given, never stretched.
No, that was given, I'm a rich auntie. I'm a rich auntie.
This stomach has only ever harboured a good meal. I've never been no sacred vessel, and that's okay for me.
Yeah, I mean...
No, her body
looked great. Her body looked great for 61. Her body looked great in general.
Her body looked great, like...
In general, not for 61.
Just, it looked great.
Yeah.
It looked great. Like, you could stand her up next to anybody, a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
And she would look better. She would. Because there's a comfort in your body. By the time you're 61 as well, you know that body inside out. You're not like 21 awkward being like, I just figured out I have boobs. Like, it's just... It's just, you're not going to compete.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. So, yeah. I don't know. I have no idea how we got there. But the only do
you want to do
only quick
your piece of top?
Yeah, my top pop culture moment of this period has been Chloe Bailey living her dirty December life with the one and only Burna Boy. Like, I've never done Dirty December. And I don't know if I ever will, but she looked like she was having a vibe, and she's made no comments. All she has done is come out of a car with him, hold his chain, be at a club, dancing to his music. Almost looking like she's being serenaded by him. Everyone is worried. I mean, TikTok, the girls are out there being worried because,
What's the number one thing that people tell you on the internet?
Don't date a Nigerian man.
What's the number one thing that people tell you on the internet?
Don't mess with a Nigerian man.
What's the number one thing that people tell you on the internet?
Correction, a Yoruba man.
And this girl has said, I don't care.
I mean, what people are saying is there's two things that come from this. A great collaboration, because Chloe Bailey has an amazing voice.
The way she's looking at him, that's not the kind of collaboration she wants to do. What the hell?
No, we're going to have a great track, a great song, great Afrobeat song, or she's going to be experiencing pregnant, or third, she's going to experience some heartbreak that's going to create some great music, or she's going to do a Stefflon Don. Because Stefflon Don, people have been questioning, where is this girl? Because once she messed with Burna Boy, and then he messed with her, it was like, she went mad. So...
These Nigerian men, they are nice to look at. Listen, they're nice to look at.
He has great vocabulary. He will serenade you.
Underneath is not worth it. And I say that as a sibling. I say that as a neighbour.
To Nigeria.
I'm telling you, I'm not even trying to say men are better. I'm saying both of them downright dirty.
I'm sure there's some good men out there.
You have to look past looking at them. You have to look past looking at them, because sometimes you'll be looking, wow, this boy is so beautiful. The way his nose and his is sitting on his face and his lips and his eyes. Next thing you know, Next thing you know, your bank account is empty.
Yeah.
Who's done
Don't
that?
do that, man. We're not all for one.
Who's done that? Who's done that?
We're not all for...
Who's done that? You've been flying back and forth to go see this babe, my Nigerian babe. Meanwhile, he's in his house with his 14 other girlfriends. You look stupid.
Yeah, like, girl, if this was like them announcing something, I just hope they announce at the end of the day, December, that they've got music together and just leave it as that. Like, this is not a deep down relationship.
It's a holiday romance.
It definitely is, yeah, because Chloe Bailey has broken up with her ex, and I can't remember what his name is. He's some perhaps D-list rapper. So like, so this is an upgrade. But again, of all people, Burna Boy.
Listen. I like his music.
Last.
I like his music.
Let's go on a short breakfast.
I'm sure he seems like a fun guy to like hang out with.
Yeah.
I feel militant. Like when I told you, I was shaken to my core when I saw that video, and I realized. I really was like, I need to go and do some work on this. I think because why did it make me feel? Why did I shout at my phone, "Get up!" when she was just standing there looking up at him, like she's not even really moving anymore, swaying to the beat and staring up at his eyes. I said, "Get up."
She's down.
Never let them see you down. I feel like
down bad.
There are categories, right? I feel like we talked about this before. Like you were like, you're a lover girl.
I am.
Right? I like the idea of being romanced, but I will never...
We'll get to lover...
Be stood in a club.
No. Neither would I.
You would.
No, that's the Lulu Woo Woo. I am not. That's woo. She was in Woo Woo. See that scale? The lover girl is just before Woo Woo.
No, because Woo Woo only exists if you're that kind of person. You can't say she's Woo Woo. We don't know what her other beliefs are. We don't know if she's out there hugging trees. That's where Woo Woo comes from. To be looking up at a man, just smiling. Oh my God! Okay, and he's not Jesus Christ.
I mean,
what is happening?
I mean, she probably is in love.
This is why the girls are down so much, and you see in the show that we're about to talk about next. Get up, all of you collectively. What is up with the girls?
I don't know.
You guys love man too much. I think.
No, it's because I mean, perfectly honest. Before you came, I was looking at a TikTok, and this girl was like. I don't know why people are not saying being single isn't great, because is it the rat that is out there for being single? Because some people they may be single, but they're not lonely. They may be alone, but they're not lonely. They like their own company. They can appreciate their own company. They can appreciate being with friends. They don't have to be coupled, and their whole like narrative and life is not revolved around a man. And there's some girls who just can't do that. Like there's some girls we will have conversations with. And the fact, like, you'll be talking about an apple and they'll bring up the man. If you're talking about your man...
And it's not relevant. He just won £1 million in the lottery and he's taken us all... I don't want to hear about it.
It's not a bad thing, but then that being said, if you get to another girl say yes, maybe you'll be close to doing that.
Never in my life. Never.
I'm
not that kind of... I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not that kind of person. Like... That's going to be my man do love a girl to me. Yeah, I'm going to be the one standing up in the chair. He's going to be looking at me like, that doesn't make sense. I don't want to be in a relationship where I'm the one doing up eyes to you. That is disgusting. You know that sprinkle lady?
Yeah.
That's me. Yeah. I actually do believe that. I don't understand these relationships where I'm down bad for you.
But you're not, because you know that he would not be doing that. Well, if she was performing up there on the stage, he would be there talking to another girl. The last guy that we saw do woo woo, giving those kind of eyes, taking camera, filming the girlfriend, was Sabrina Carpenter and Barry Keoghan, and we all know how that ended up. My guy's been there cheating with some Instagram baddie.
He said the rumours aren't true. He said the rumours, you don't even know the truth.
But the girl was there sharing every single rumour. She was sharing out there. The girl that has been supposedly the cheater.
Fame has gone straight to that man's head.
Yeah, 100%.
It is what it is.
It is. And the thing is, he's supposed to be talented.
Fame has gone straight to that. Yeah. He is... Listen, he is a great actor. I've never seen him in anything where he hasn't been 10 out of 10. He is brilliant.
Saltburn and the accent.
No, but the accent was shit. But he...
Yeah.
Is great.
He's supposed to be in one of the Beatles.
I know. It's like based on the accent he did in Saltburn. Are you absolutely out of your mind? Anyway, he's incredibly talented. The fame has gone to his head.
Yeah, and he needs to also stop touching his face.
He said people been messaging his baby mom.
Yeah, but
messaging his adoptive family. Like, guys, it's never that serious. It's never that serious. If I cheat on my girls between me and my girl, why are you getting involved? It's the same with the Kendrick stuff. Let them two people beef out. You don't need to be jumping in. Just, like, I kill your wife. I kill your whole family.
Just go and watch and observe. But you don't need to be part of it. Go on the podcast and talk about it.
But again, you were very publicly dating the woman. So when it ends, people want to publicly get involved in the fallout.
You used him in the music video saying, please, please, don't embarrass me.
He was always going to do that.
Yeah, the thing is, all of us knew it. Like, as soon as it happens, they would roll out that song. Please, don't prove I'm right. You proved it.
I really feel like maybe there are just some girls who are going to end up... Because they love... Like how you will love this guy off. You love him down.
Bad.
And the only way that this thing will ever end is if they fuck it up. Like, that's the way that thing was always going to end. Me, personally... You're never going to get me.
Yeah.
Before you got me, I got you. That's the game we're playing.
Girlies, you need to pray for the gift of discernment. Because discernment, I'm telling you, will save your life. When God just drops a little download and say, no. And he will say it audibly, or
no.
He will say it audibly, or he will show you the signs. The signs will be clear in your eyes.
It's okay. Sometimes you can't help it. Listen, you and I have never been there. We've never been so in love. I would tell you, if you ever came to me and we were chatting and I was like, yeah, I'm thinking of getting my nails done. Do you know who else loves nails? I would be like, Shoshanna, I'm going to hold your hand while I say this. You're gone. You're gone.
No, I'm looking forward to when you do that.
You're
so I could be like,
gone,
I won't even say anything. My mouth is only dropped.
I'm like, you know the clouds?
Open looking at you.
You know the clouds in the sky? That's where you are right now. You are off. You
want woo the Lulu.
You are in the ozone layer right now. Talking about, you know you like snails. What are you talking about?
What are you chatting about? Wait, hold up. Because I think when we talked about it, the scale was like, I can't remember, at the bottom was like, not Delulu. It was zero. I can't, and then something else was in between, which was like, I can't remember what our scale was. We need to go back and listen to the episode. Then it was love a girl, then Delulu, then Woo Woo. Woo Woo was right. Woo Woo was right there. So you must have hot skipped past Delulu into Woo Woo if you're talking about, but so and so loves nails. Shut up.
Do you know what? I actually just remembered. He said something really relevant that I really want to share with you because I feel like you get it. So he was like, do you know, like, when it rains, the water goes back onto the earth and then like gets absorbed and goes up into the sky. And I was like, wow, I never knew that. Do you know who's gonna love to hear this? Shoshanna. What? You just love saying his name. I remember being in the car with a friend who was like, music was playing on the radio, right? We're all tired, we've been out all day. I was staring out the window, Shoshanna is at the front. Our friend is next to me. She's like, oh, do you know who loves house music? Sorry, who was...
Oh my gosh. Wait, what was this?
Oh, maybe you'd already got out of the car. She's like, oh.
Oh, yeah, okay, I know when it happened.
He loves house music. I said, who?
Oh.
I said, who are you talking about? I was actually half asleep. Where are we? What's going on? Like, yeah, I was really worried he liked house music, but then he actually told me that he likes all kinds of music.
Oh.
And that's when I was like,
can I please go out with Shoshanna?
And jump out of this moving vehicle. Because I know you're not going to end the story with, I thought he liked house music, but turns out he likes all kinds of music.
And the thing is, it's really hard because once you're in that Delulu stage, I can't bring you back down to earth. No. Because being in love with a girl is a sweet spot. Like, you love your man, it's fine.
Yeah. I feel like there's nothing wrong with being like, you should love your man.
Love your man.
You should love your man. You should also be able to operate in a universe where other people don't love your man. I feel like when you're going off the lover girl, when you're going beyond the lover girl scale, is where you're talking about your man to people like they are going to love this story. Exactly.
Well, we've seen Delulu and Woo Woo in 4K on our TV screens and in life.
Yeah, perfect example. We have another friend. This girl's been with her man for more than... How long has she been with him now? Almost 10... We're going on almost 10 years. I've never heard her say one nice thing about that guy. She lives with him. She literally moved countries to be with this guy. It's a girl. You would never just casually be eating your... I've known her, and I know that's what I would be like.
Yeah.
We're having dinner. It's not... Oh my god, you know who loves dinner?
Yeah, but you know deep down she loves
Obviously she loves that. I'm not getting up to go live with someone I don't love. She loves that man down. It's not for some people, everybody on the planet to hear.
So you know what, it's really true. And also,
she knows full well. She turns around to me and says, you know who loves windows?
Yeah, that's not
I'm like, get a grip.
That's not gonna... However much
She's on her wedding day. She know her vows are gonna be like, "You're right. You are okay. I like you. I'm glad we're getting married. Can we wrap this up?" I could not imagine her being like, the first day I met you.
No, absolutely not. And if she does, I'll be crying.
We'll be crying because we're like, wow,
what?
You really got her.
What? You really? I mean, what? Anyway, so yeah, please, wherever you want to sit on the scale, own it, but also understand that if you are in the delulu/woo stage, we will let you know.
You have to.
Yeah, or you like when your friends are silent after your little comment.
Yeah, literally,
that should
silence.
Like that is where you should understand because. And also, don't be offended if your friend doesn't say anything. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, like, leave us alone, bro.
Stop that.
No, but for real, leave me alone. Like, I don't have nothing to say. If you tell me a genuinely good story, I'm gonna whoa.
Yeah.
But you will be telling me the most boring things. But what do you want me to do?
Yeah, it's hard because, again, I can't... there's something else I can say to add to the conversation that is not gonna... That may be perceived as being antagonistic to what you're saying, but that's not the case. It's just I just don't know what to say, so I've just now made something up.
Also, I do feel like it's a bad precedent. Like, I was gonna say, the way that we girls talk about their men is the way that parents talk about their kids.
Yeah.
And it feels like the response is for you to then say something about your man, right? Is that what we're doing?
I think that's
like, now this is a conversation about our man.
Yeah.
But like, he's not here. Your man's not here. Like, what am I going to tell you about my man that you're like, oh my God, get him on the phone right now. We need to talk about... Like... I
don't know. Because even with similar things, you're right. When people talk about their kids, apart from me going,
you're supposed to be like, oh, do you know what? My son also loves...
Yeah. And the things I always find it hard because I'm always like, when someone talks about their kids, I'm just like, yeah, me, my sister, and my brother used to do this.
Yeah, same.
And there's nothing else, because there's nothing else you can add to it. Like, I'm not in a similar situation at this moment in time in my life, so I can't really add anything to it. And it may not also be the same thing. Like, oh, my child, loves to dig up sandcastles. I'll be like, mine doesn't. Like, what else can I add?
You'd be like, so this happened to me this week. We went to a lunch, and one of the people at the lunch was like, my child is a fussy eater. And then someone else was like, oh, my son will eat anything. And then it was like me and another colleague who don't have kids, and we were like, I was a fussy eater when I was a kid. It's like, I mean, that's true. I was a fussy. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to add.
What else is there's nothing else to add? It's like, or is either that or how old? Then you just change a bit. How old are they?
No, because then they're going to tell you more stuff. I was like,
yeah, but
I'm going to be completely honest. Maybe this is... Listen, my one problematic take for this episode.
I
don't care. I don't care. Unless I'm going to meet your kid, I actually don't want to hear about them. Like, I like my friends' kids because I've met them.
That's true.
I don't know your kid. I don't want to hear about it. Sorry. I don't care about this. And maybe put me on a list, but I just don't care. I don't. Like,
I get it. Cause
like, do you actually care?
On the most part, no, because there's something else I can add to the conversation.
No, I don't care about this.
But on more, I don't know.
I get why you care.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to tell you should care. I'm just saying I don't care.
I think it depends on how long I've known that person. Because if it's like, if I've just met you and you're talking about your kids, I'm like, I don't care. But if I've known you for a bit, and you mentioned you have a child, and then you talk about them.
If I'm not going to meet this kid, I don't care.
Yeah, but I feel like if I've known you for more than a couple of months, and I see you regularly, and you talk about your kid, and then you're building that up to be like, okay, well, my kid's actually coming to, so then it makes sense. I'm like, oh, I'm getting to know you and know more of your world. Same way, like, you can know about me, and then I tell you about my family, I'll tell you about my friends. Like, we're getting to know each other as friends. Whereas if you're telling me on first meeting, oh yeah, so-and-so having a kid, I'll be like, nice, cool, okay.
Maybe what I'm going to start being like, well, I don't have a child.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't have one.
Because that's really going to change up the conversation.
No, and I'm glad.
I'm really going to change it.
Because it's, why do we have to pretend to care about your kid? Why? And like, your kid is never going to be that interesting to me. Like, your kid, what I'm trying to say is, your kid is the most interesting kid on the planet to you.
Yeah.
Because it's your kid.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
Girls?
Yeah. But we will still love them. We still, no, our friends' kids, we love them.
But they're my kids.
They're like...
That's different.
They're my nieces and my nephews.
I know them.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
If my friend was just telling me about their kid for the past 10 years and I never met that kid, I'd be like, straight up,
Are we friends?
I don't care about
Are we
this
friends
kid.
though? Are we friends?
Because he's obviously not real. Because I've never seen him before.
Oh gosh. Anyway, I don't know how we got onto this subject.
Off on a tangent.
Our complete tangent. But we're gonna move on to our review of this week, which is the Ultimatum season 3.
I can't believe there are only 3 seasons into the show. It feels so bad. Like,
yeah.
It feels like where Love is Blind is now. Love is Blind is what, 7
seasons in, and 3 seasons in. I'm like, but why? Why does this show still exist? Because after the first season of the Ultimatum, I was like,
I don't remember that first season now.
It was the one with the cowboy, and then they got engaged.
Yeah,
and
I can have a look at it.
And they did stay together, and I remember that premise. The premise of the show being like, this isn't real. Like, how is this a real thing where couples are giving each other ultimatums and they go and do a trial marriage with someone else where you can actually cheat and then come back?
You listen. Don't say where you can actually cheat, because nobody's telling you to do that.
Yeah, but really,
you have made a decision to do that.
Yeah, but we let this be for real.
But that's all you need to. I feel like that's what's crazy to me. If we do this trial relationship, and you come back after 2 weeks, and you couldn't keep your hands off someone else, it's a wrap, and that was helpful.
It's true. Helpful. It's true, but you could have saved yourself the time of then coming on this show. Because imagine.
Yeah, but he would have lied to you at home. That's true. The problem. They would have lied to you at home. I would never cheat on you. I would never do. Give him the opportunity, he would.
Yeah, but
so now you have proof.
Yeah, I always think, like, what's the conversation like? Like, imagine,
I don't get it.
Like, you've been imagine it's us being in this relationship for what, 3-4 years. I turn to you going, Marnie, I want to get married, but you said no. So we're going to go on an ultimatum.
We're not going anywhere.
We're going on the ultimatum.
We're not going anywhere.
We are, because I need to give you... Because I've been giving you this ultimatum for the past year, and you thought I was joking.
First of all, I don't know who you think you're talking to.
You, bruh. You.
I don't know who you think you're talking to. Because we're not... That's the thing. I would never... If I didn't want to marry you,
Yeah.
Sorry, Shoshanna. If you had asked me... If you'd been like, when are we going to get married? And I've point blank said, not today, not tomorrow.
Not ever.
How do you think that telling me to, let's go on the ultimatum, I would say yes to go to that thing?
Yeah, because
I can't even commit to an engagement with you.
Let alone commit to a show.
No, I'm not going nowhere.
To me, I was just like...
End the relationship.
Yeah, exactly. In series 1, I was like, this isn't real. There must be some kind of financial incentive. The financial incentive is, you're going to get X amount of Instagram followers because you're going to be on this national global TV show on a global network. Has anyone
made it big from the ultimatum?
Not
everyone
one.
Hates everyone on that show.
Not one. I can't tell you one person. The only person I saw trying to do some commentary on and to me, I don't know, maybe it's a thing or a small feeling. It's like, I don't particularly like the old contestants talking about the new contestants for any of these shows. Love is Blind, like there's 2 girlies that do a podcast about it, like I mean, I know we are 2 girlies that do a podcast about shows, but we weren't on Love is Blind. And so I don't know if I particularly love that as much.
I like it for other shows. Yeah. I don't mind it for this. I think because you've been in that experience, there are probably some things you can speak to, right?
Yeah, true.
That like we couldn't. But I also do think because you've been on that experience before, you've been on an experience, but you haven't been on that person's experience. Yeah. So it is likely that it's still gonna be as off as our reading of that situation would be, you know. I don't mind. I don't mind it. It makes sense to me if you were gonna have a podcast about anything, and you came from that franchise to have it be about the franchise.
I mean, perfectly honest, there's something else you can really talk about, unless you like. No shade. Okay,
people had jobs before they.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. Look, if Randall decided, I'm going to do a podcast
about basketball.
Yeah, but the first episode has to be about Love Is Blind, or has to be about the ultimatum. Like, there's no doubt. Like, you have to bring people into what people know you from. Mm-hmm. But so that was series 1. Then series 2 came along. I can't remember like what happened in that series. Wait, that was the queer. No, so the queer one. So this is technically
that one slapped, and they should bring it back.
Yeah, the queer one was like in between season 2 and season 3.
Yeah.
Was it season 1 and 2? Yeah, I think it was 1 and 2. So that one I remember very well because that was the one where like the one couple, like they could have ran for the hills. Like honestly, the trial marriage was a marriage. Like we saw 2 people fall in love.
Yeah.
So Yeah, that one I remember more. The one that came after it, the Straight Series 2.
Can't tell you.
Yeah.
The best on that.
And then now we have Straight Series 3. And
sorry, the best Ultimatum is the South African one.
Yeah, sorry, yes, South African. That's one. That's one. Fire. I don't know what it is in the water. There's 2 countries in the world: South Africa, Australia. The water in those reality TV shows, they're different. The production team, wild. Like
the production team, the contestants, like they don't give a heck.
Yeah, honestly,
in the way that people down here give a heck.
Yeah, because of that South African one, did they all stay together? No. So I mean, there's a couple that broke up.
The worst person on there was pregnant.
Yes.
I said, "Oh my god, you fucked it." I thought maybe you would get to the end of you know, you'd say yes at the altar, and then afterwards you would have ended it. She said, "I'm pregnant."
Yeah.
So we're locked in.
Yeah.
Baby's gonna be here in the fall. I said, "Oh my god,
gosh.
you two should not be together."
No. So South Africa, that one ate more than any of the other franchises. Really, but Series 2 wasn't a Series 2. The girl that she was pregnant. No, she was the one that got angry at everyone. The black girl shouting at everyone. Then she left the show. Come to find out she was pregnant. She had the baby by the time she came back.
Yeah, no, she was wild. Yeah,
she was also wild. But yeah, then Series 3 came along, and I'll be honest. When I saw it on Netflix, I was not that excited.
With very little fanfare as well. Just sort of dumped on there. Oh, the Ultimatum's there.
Yeah,
like,
which I think sometimes is always a sign. But also, it's 3 seasons in, so like, perfectly honest, you're doing little to no marketing. You're letting the show do its thing, and then if it blows up, you add a bit of money to it. Just coming from my marketing hat on, but in the same breath, like, I was not excited to see it.
No, when it started, I was like, this couple's a bit boring.
Yeah. I mean, it took me days to watch it. Like, it was out of boredom I put it on.
I think I watched it a couple of days after.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so boring. That the fact that you even have the audacity to split the season is crazy to me. Like, nothing has happened.
Yeah.
Really. But, overall...
You want to do overall before couples?
Yeah, overall before couples.
Yeah.
The women on this season were all stunning.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Seem smart, seem funny, have like lots and lots of other skills. And I just found myself being like, is this, like, what can be gleaned from these shows? I think is always like the thing I'm trying to take away. And is it that the dating pool is so toxic that you've got these women that are like 10s with these guys who are like with 2s, with these women who are 10s with guys who are 2s. I'm not talking about physically, I'm like talking inside of that man's
mentally
head. It's just like a storm constantly, or it's just like someone telling you're the best, you're so sick, you've never done anything wrong in your life. JR, sorry, hated Zaynab.
Yeah.
He did not like her. Nick, crackhead, I think. Yeah. Because the energy was giving crackhead. Yeah. Scotty, put him in a psych ward. That man is terrifying. Yeah. Caleb. So, I really went on a roller coaster with Caleb.
Same.
Everybody else stayed exactly how I thought they was.
Yeah.
Caleb, at the beginning, I said, is this a mannequin? This man's not moved his face. What? Every single shot of someone talking to Caleb, it's just him like looking slightly spaced out. Yeah. And I was like, I don't understand.
Which character? Oh my god, Married at First Sight. Remember that guy? Hot guy, but nothing.
Oh my god.
That he made that girl, that we were crying. Nathan. Again, beautiful. Yeah, but
lights are on. Nobody is home. Nobody is
kind of thing, yeah.
For ages.
Yeah.
And then him and Arya started having more conversations once they got into their trial marriage. Yeah. And I was like, well, you two are cute. Then I was like, oh my god, I think you two are soulmates. Yeah. Just for him to be like, I don't like that girl.
Yeah, that was wild.
I said, that's actually maybe even scarier than all the other 3 people combined.
Because you're dead nice.
I see so many qualities in you. You're a great person. You're so funny. You really make me open up. You make me feel so safe. I don't like that girl.
You're a friend. You're a great friend.
you're a friend.
Fam?
And the thing is, when he was talking, like, when he was saying all the nice things about her, animated, body is moving, arms is moving, head is moving. When he was sitting there saying, she's just a friend, I said, that he's gone back to being a mannequin.
Yeah, absolutely wild.
Why would you want to be with this man?
Yeah.
I get it, he's chill, but he's chill because he's not human.
Yeah.
He is a plastic man that they've made sentient. Yeah. He's not a person.
Yeah.
Personality-wise, I can absolutely understand why people would gravitate to a Caleb. Because I think I would gravitate to a Caleb in that, like, it's not noisy, it doesn't talk too much. Yeah. It can sit, you can just put it in the corner of your
Marnie
house.
says, men don't talk too much.
You should be seen and not heard.
He will do the barbecue while the girls are having a great time.
And every time anyone goes up to him and they go, oh, you're so lucky to have Marnie, he'd be like, do you know what? I cut my stuff. Do you know what I mean? You have a line locked and loaded, ready to go. I wake up in the morning every day and I'm like, thank God, to be honest. That's it. Go back to frying them fucking potatoes, whatever the hell he's doing on the barbecue. Your life would be simple. You can gab all day about. And then this happened to me at work. And then I was like, I'm asking to her, who the fuck do you think you're And he'll be like, yeah. You better tell her. You better tell her.
That's a great, you know that friend that just has a couple of like filler words and just that's to keep the stoking the fire. The fire.
That down. Yeah. You go to a restaurant, they bring him the wrong plate. You're like, excuse me, that's not what my husband ordered. Yeah. And we won't be paid for that. I got you, babe. That is the vibe. That man can be, out with my wife today. She'll say my husband. She take care of me.
Oh my gosh.
Like, you guys would have a very sweet life. Arguably, maybe you would get bored.
True.
Arguably, maybe one day he'd turn around to be you and you talk too much.
And then, because to me, we'll talk about it when we talk about the couples and the trial marriages.
I feel like we've had this conversation. This feels reminiscent of something we talked about before. I guess we probably had this conversation about Nathan, where it's like, because you don't you don't know what's going on. I feel like those people who are very quiet have really rich inner worlds.
Yeah.
And so, in that inner world, anything could be happening from, I love my wife so much and everything's great, my life is fantastic, to, I'm going to blow up my life. I hate my wife. I think she's the source of all my problems.
And you don't know.
You have no clue.
Because all you can see from the exterior is they're smiling or nothing.
They're the kind of guys that will... You wake up in the morning one day, go downstairs, find a letter being like, this doesn't work for me anymore, I'm out.
Huh?
No goodbye, nothing. Cleared out all his stuff.
I know, but we talk about the whole...
Took the chairs.
Yeah.
Took the TV. Like, what the heck?
Not the chairs.
The chairs.
That's why
your microwave. You said good luck. That's all you know how to do. Microwave leftovers. Because I did all the cooking in this house.
That's why I do think...
you speak to me like this.
Yeah, because... When we got to the other part of the second part of the experiment where he went back to his original girl, my guy was chatty, patty, and they were arguing a lot.
Yes.
And that's where I was like...
That's why I was gooped.
Like, who is this Caleb?
I was gagged.
Who is he?
When he said it, I'm spend the rest of my life.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Spend the rest of my life?
Yeah.
You said... You're always telling me what's wrong with me. How can I ever grow and flourish in a space like that? Let's get married.
Yeah, to me, wild. And
Let's get married.
Because when he was also like, okay, you know what? We will cover this couple. Have you finished your overall thoughts?
No. Yes. So my overall thoughts was every single one of them, man. It was a no.
Yeah.
And the women, I don't know what I would love to just like. Again, I don't know if it's a dating pool or if it's also the women, because in Zaina's case in particular. She was giving pick me. Sorry. In going for Scotty and being like, I'm going for the person who gave the ultimatum because I'm serious about marriage. Blah, blah, blah. In front of Arya, you can see this girl's crying that you're talking to her man. You didn't say, I'm sorry. You didn't say, I'm going to back up a bit. You said, I'm going to double down. Yeah. I really see myself falling for you and being with you in a relationship. Pick me. Buying JR gifts. Doing up Christmas. Christmas. This guy just told you he's lips the girl twice.
Plus more.
And it was even more than that.
Yeah. And
you've done up balloons. Happy early birthday, baby. At that point, I said, it's giving pick me. That's what the problem is. Yeah. That man hates you. And you can't see that he hates you because you've decided, I want you. I've decided it's you. Nothing will shake me. I will never leave this door.
We have had this conversation before. It feels so reminiscent.
Married First Sight.
Yeah, Married First Sight.
The pick-me's up. 2024 has become the year of the pick-me because it doesn't make sense. I'm looking at Zaina being like, you seem like you've got a good head on your shoulders. You take care of yourself. You're mature. Why can you not see that this man hates you? At the round table, everyone's gone back to their couples. the only person chatting shit about the person they're about to get back in a relationship with is your man. Is your man. Disrespecting you in front of the entire table. Talking to you like you are enemy, you are up.
The way that he was there body buddying with Scott about her, because she's petty, she can be petty. I said, huh? But please marry me. I said, and then at the end, when he went, okay, we're gonna cover them.
It's just, you have to get up. All of you. Stop. Stop. Here's my radical feminist take. Stop dating men.
That's radical.
Stop dating. Period. Just stop here. Yeah. You don't know how to do it properly.
Yeah.
You go from bad relationship to bad relationship to bad relationship. You was with JR. You went to Scotty. You looked at Scotty. You said, "Yeah, this is gonna be a good guy." In your defense, he was presented like a normal person. Yeah, meanwhile, you look at his ex who's crying every day. You're not thinking it's weird.
Yeah.
That this girl is so upset. If he's such a good guy, then you've got into a relationship. Oh, lo and behold, this man's mentally ill as well. The first time he was giving you them evil daggers is when I would have said, "I'm packing up my shit, I'm going." Because it's unhinged.
It was scary. It was Jekyll and Hyde.
You was like, "I want to give you props for being able to stay calm and stay in a situation that you created. Yeah. You came in this house hot, bruv. Yeah. You went to fight me, and I did not rise to the fight. And now I'm thanking you and patting you on the back and saying, well done. Yeah. It's pick me down.
Yeah.
Why are you never reward bad behaviour?
Yeah.
I don't, as a rule, reward bad behaviour. No. You don't do it with pets. You don't do it with men.
Yeah. And the only time
you don't do it with kids.
The only time she stepped out was right at the end because she knew that the trial marriage was about to end. Because honestly, my hot take was, had Scotty been the same way he was at the beginning, she would have left that guy. She would have left JR.
She wasn't going anywhere.
You don't think?
She wasn't going anywhere.
Even if Scotty was like...
She wasn't going anywhere.
Look, my overall thoughts...
She said, JR's the hottest guy here.
I mean, he was.
Without this guy. Yeah. I'm not leaving without this guy. I'm not leaving without this guy.
And the guys don't want you. But my overall thoughts with this season is like similar to you. And it follows a very, very similar trend to everything that's happened this year in terms of dating shows. Yeah, all the girls need to stand up. All the girls need to know their boundary. Like the fact that you even came on this show, for goodness sake, I think out of all the reality dating shows, the Ultimatum is the most frustrating of them all because I don't understand why you're here. Because this show should not exist. I don't care what ultimatum you have given someone, you will never bring them on national television, global television, to go and tell them, go and do trial marriage and then come back to me. Because if you're doing ultimatum, they don't want you.
They don't want you.
They don't. And I think there is, the fact that you brought them on the show, of course, one is to get the Instagram followers or get the clout, whatever clout you think you're going to get from the show. Mind you, 2 seasons have gone and there is no clout to be found. And then 2, I think, to your point, there is a fear, not just of the dating pool, but I think there's a fear of being single. Because really and truly, these girls, especially the ones that have been, Zaina, who have been dating JR for 3 years, and he's really showing you the kind of guy he is, or what's it, Aria with Scotty, or Scott, what am I going to call him, Scotty?
Is it name Scotty?
Oh, yeah, with Scotty, him showing you how he has been for years. The fact that the brother said, I didn't like this guy, he reminds you of his father. That told me exactly what I needed to know.
Everything. And you shouldn't be dating.
You shouldn't. But you were like, no, let's come on this show. Well, he's brought you onto the show, which we can talk about. Because to me, it was so manipulative. And I think that's what I found really frustrating about the show. Now, one thing that we're going to cover is the fact that 2 couples decided to dip 4 days in. 4 days in, they dipped. Now, this is the season where I felt, and it's become very, very obvious that they can, it's more of a, outside of the dating show format, I think it highlighted something about the whole reality experience, like reality dating show experience, and something that we talked about with Married at First Sight, that the fact that all these contestants are just like holed up in a flat where they're just told to just quote unquote live, but they're not really living, and then they have cameras. It's just not sustainable, and that's why 2 of the couples were like, I can't do this anymore, I'm gonna dip. Of course, we found out a bit more in the reunion about why one of the couples dipped. But I think there's to an extent, but
I don't buy that that's why they left.
No.
I think much like the other couple that decided not to come back, which I respect, if you're gonna come there and then figure out, oh, this is actually way too intense for me. Like, I do not want to be broken up with my partner. I love my partner. The idea of someone else picking you, I actually can't do it. Then I respect that. Just say that's why you left. But like, if you're trying to say the only reason why you left is because he wasn't nice to you one time, well, why did Dave leave?
Oh, but Dave left because no one wanted him. Like, let's be for real. So,
and then why did the other 2 couples, like, do you know what I mean? All at the same time. You guys,
they were congregated.
You text them when you was with Nick say Nick's not nice, so you guys leave the experiment as well.
Yeah, but I also that to that point, I do think that the whole experiment, I think some of these couples just could not cut it, and also I think is a reflection of how Netflix, the whole like the Netflix reality dating, and not even just Netflix, just a dating show premise and production can be for contestants. So we've seen it with things like Love is Blind.
I think it will change.
Yeah, 100%.
Because they've unionised.
Yeah. Oh, they have officially done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think things are definitely going to change because this season was we've seen it in previous seasons. We saw it even with the last season where every shot had food. Like, all the contestants were eating because it was there to kind of like combat the narrative that contestants don't eat, they're not in great condition.
They're drinking all the time.
They're drinking all the time. I just think, because, I do think this is a season where we really just saw how the pre-unionized life has been, and I was actually kind of like glad to see it, even though it made parts of the show a bit awkward from when they left. And also, I think one of the reasons why this series wasn't promoted that much is because I don't think it was as good as previous seasons.
It wasn't. It was incredibly messy.
Yeah.
In a way that was
and not a good, interesting view.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't understand why they gave the option to Mariah and Nick to not couple up.
Yeah, true.
But that does support what the girlie was saying about how he was a really difficult person to live with. Production probably were like, no. Mariah, we're not going to have you go and live with him because I actually don't think he's okay.
Yeah, and also Mariah saying...
remove him from the fucking show!
That's the thing. And even Mariah saying too, but that's the thing, you have no show. If you remove him, that's the end of the show.
Well, I don't understand. Don't you interview these people before? Don't you meet them beforehand? I even think even when someone's trying to behave themselves on 100%,
they slip.
You can get a sense of them, right? So I don't understand why they don't do the checks beforehand and then end up in these situations where you are now not safeguarding people and this is going to become a bigger issue. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. The scenes with Scotty and Zaina, the scenes with Scotty and Aria, even before that... There was one point where he's like, you're always getting upset. You get so upset whenever I tell you anything. I don't even feel like I'm allowed to say anything. It's like, but what you said to me was upsetting. And she's crying. And I was like, this doesn't look healthy. It's not even unhealthy in an entertaining way. It looks like this guy is abusive. Yeah. If I'm being completely honest. Yeah. And like, it's not entertaining to have people sit at home watching someone be in an abusive relationship. Yeah. Especially when you don't then offer something at the end of the episode saying, if you're in a similar situation, call this number. Or you don't intervene. Someone was saying, and I can't believe I hadn't thought about this, you guys offer no counselling whatsoever to these couples on a show that's about being a couple. Yeah. Like, they're just there dealing with the jealousy and the betrayal and the stress of the ultimatum all day, every day. And then you're just running cameras hoping that one of them will fuck someone when they're in their child marriage.
It's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. Like, we are seeing, I think, with this show, I think Ultimatum is probably on the worst scale, and even with Love is Blind, because in the reunion when Nick was like, oh, I was drinking a lot and, you know, things were not great, it took me back to series 2 of Love is Blind with that dude who went out with the Asian girl.
Deep Tea and Shake.
No, sorry, series 3. And one of the girls have got the podcast. Shane. Yeah, Shane, and I can't remember what the other girl was.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And how rough that guy looked on the reunion. The fact that we were concerned.
Even as the season was going on,
he was getting more and more erratic, and he did that same thing even with Perfect Match. The way he was behaving then, we need a reform. Like, we need a Love Island type of reform.
Because how are you even getting stuff on the spot? Like, we're even talking about I was drinking a lot. How are you getting the alcohol?
Yeah, true.
How are you getting there?
How? Like, honestly, I need, like, the Netflix productions to have the reckoning that Love Island did. Because when people started, unfortunately, passing away, trigger warning, committing suicide... That's when things were like, oh, we need to start changing things up. That was a whole ITV-wide thing. That's why Jeremy Kyle doesn't exist on this TV screen to this day. Yeah. Because of what happened.
People are dying off your show.
Literally, and I think, like, what Love is Blind and The Ultimatum and these reality shows are one scandal away from having this. And I'm so glad that they have unionized, but I think this season really highlighted that there was a serious problem, not just with the contestants, but with the actual production and the fact that the lack of safeguarding. It's the same thing we saw with Married at First Sight, which is even worse because they do have quote unquote experts. But we did say that we weren't going to be covering reality dating shows.
I know.
And then we have. But I think it's just, again, 2024 has been, again, another year of reckoning. Thank you, Cat Williams. But for, hopefully, 2025, we will see that reckoning come into more fruition where we see more safeguarding with these contestants, because it was not an enjoyable watch.
Yeah.
For many, many reasons.
Let's just quickly run through the couples.
Let's do it, yeah. First, Zaina and JR.
So basically, Zaina and JR are dating. JR's been married before. He has decided he's not going to get married again until he knows it's the one.
Yeah.
They've been together for 3 years. Zaina's like, we're happy, why can't we get married? JR's like, I just don't want to make the mistake of ending up with someone like my ex-wife who cheated on me. Is your implication that you don't trust Zaina? We'll never know. He hits it off with Sandy. JR and Zaina are black. Sandy is white. JR's, a lot of his flirtations towards Sandy are about her being white, and I've never been with a white girl before, blah, 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 blah.
That conversation he had with, I think Micah, or what's that name, is one of the kind of terrifying conversations about, have you been with a white girl before? Have you been with a white girl? Well, that girl's
on TV.
That girl's like half white. She looks, so she's got a little bit. I telling you, that was scary. Scary to watch.
And you know you're on TV.
Scary to watch.
He gets us off with Sandy. They're very flirtatious. It's very much giving ex who. I'm a single man and you're a single girl.
Full pass.
So they end up matching. Their relationship is just cute from the I'm saying cute. I didn't find it cute. I was just like, I feel like these two are about to have sex. It's really worrying. They're sharing a bed immediately. They kiss more than once. They're at the pool doing cutesy up, all of this stuff. He's calling her a snack, all of that. Like it's very like two single people. Meanwhile, Sandy is matched. Her partner is Nick. He is going stir crazy because he was in one of the couples where the other partner left, so he's now just sat on his own. What we find out at the reunion is he was actually living directly below them.
Yeah, that's wild.
So he's texting her repeatedly, which is upsetting JR because it's upsetting Sandy. At boys' night, he confronts. Actually, no. Before that, Sandy bumps into Nick outside. He sends her 12 trillion billion messages. Like it was actually a ridiculous amount, like a stalker level amount. She blocks him. He then decides to come up to their room and start banging on the door. So JR opens the door, basically very funny, tells him to go. I think he could have been a little bit more sympathetic. I didn't understand why he was so mad. Like, it is crazy. Like, as in, I would just be like, you can't come up here, and she doesn't want to talk to you. But he was very much like, you're ruining our marriage. You're ruining our marriage. I was like, you're not married.
No, and to me, it was giving the impression that, like, I got the impression from JR and his reaction was like the fact that Nick has been bombarding Sandy.
Ruining what we're trying to do.
Yeah, ruining our experience, but also I think maybe Sandy was kind of expressing to JR that she was feeling not particularly safe. So that's the impression I got, that almost Nick has been doing too much. But also, like, you can probably tell when you even look at Nick, like, he wasn't well.
But I still felt like if that was the energy, your energy wouldn't be you're ruining our child marriage. It's like you're upsetting Sandy.
True.
It felt very much like you're fucking up my thing. The way he said it. Anyway, they have the, where are we at? He comes upstairs at boys' night. He is like, I'm really mad at you, and Nick is like, I'm really sorry I shouldn't have done that. I feel really shit. I've just felt really bad about myself, blah, blah. JR's still like, well, I still think you should leave Sandy alone because you're sending her loads of messages. And he's like, she sends me messages. And he's like, still, you're like ruining it for us. Then he's like, somebody apparently said that I'm only doing this for a free pass, a hall pass. Scotty. And Scotty's like, I never said shit. And he's like, well, I heard it was you. That will become drama later. Towards the end of their thing, they're just like, wow, I'm so glad I met you, you're so cool. Like, really nothing else happens beyond that point. He goes back with Zaina. They have a perfectly fine week, 2 weeks. It's not, and nothing stands out to me apart from at the table when they're doing the recoupling, like going back the handover, switch over, I don't know what we want to call it. Zaina learns about these two kisses because her man had not had the respect to even tell her about them. She had to hear it from someone else, and even in her hearing that like that, he's still rude to her at the table. It's like insult onto injury.
Yeah,
like he saw your wound and then he spat on it. Like he did not give a heck about you. Actually, spit's supposed to be quite good for wounds, but anyway.
No, not in this case. Not in this case. He really did. He did.
That's what he's done. So the first night is her crying, being upset, and him trying to be like... I mean, this is what I mean about her being a pick-me. She says at one point to him, oh, did you miss me? How do my lips taste? Like Sandy's? Have you cleaned your lips since then? It's like, listen to how you're acting like Sandy is the problem here. She's not in a relationship with you.
No.
She's not in a relationship with you. It's the man in front of you that doesn't respect you at all.
He doesn't like you.
That went and smooched her 3, 4, 5, 6 times is now telling you it was only once or twice. And then they get to the altar. I'm just going to jump ahead because it's so boring.
Yes.
They get to the altar and she's like, I'm ready to spend the rest of my life with you. Look, the episode before, he's saying everything that makes it sound like he's going to propose to her.
Yeah.
Morning of, he goes to see Sandy.
That should have been the red flag already.
Now, the girls online are saying he wanted to see if Sandy was about it.
Yeah.
Sandy wasn't about it.
Yeah.
So he was suddenly not about it.
Yeah.
If Sandy had been like, yeah, I want to run away with me, he would have run away with her.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they get to their Zaina and JL's ceremony. Oh, I think you're great. We give blah, 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 blah. All that being said, I don't think I'm ready to be in a relationship with you.
Can I just say that hate speech was so long that I thought...
Their bit was the longest bit of the entire episode.
When I say, like, the positive affirmations he gave her was 80% of that conversation.
You would think you're about to get married to me.
The way that he was talking, I was like, oh, wow, things have changed. He has grown. Wow.
He said, and for all those reasons, I don't want to be with you. What the fuck are you talking about?
What the hell?
What are you talking about? Because I feel like we can stay in a relationship. You get the impression that they're going to keep dating after this. She's like, I'm done. You're not done.
Because she kept on saying, oh, I also knew he was going to say no.
You're not done.
You're not done.
Her trial relationship has been with Scotty.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to Scotty and Aria.
Yeah.
Scotty and Aria come onto the show. Scotty's given Aria the ultimatum.
Yeah.
He wants to get married. She's not sure if they're ready for that. They don't even live together.
Because they live in 2 different states.
That's your first problem.
Which is basic. Also, the way that America's based and how they're split, those states are countries. Those states are actually countries. So they live in 2 different countries. They have a long distance relationship.
Worried about the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, they come on the show and you can see that Aria's genuinely upset that they've to have been given the ultimatum. Feels very much like in her case it was come on the show or we're done type thing. She doesn't want to be done. She loves Scotty. That being said, he doesn't seem incredibly respectful of her feelings. And even at the initial part where they start like talking to the other people that they might couple up with, he is very much flirting with Zaina in front of Aria, to the point where Aria approaches him at one point crying, trying to be like, do you think this is nice for me? And he's just like, this is the show, don't know what to tell you. Which I just don't understand how your partner can be that cold to you and you be like, but he loves me. He doesn't love you. No, he doesn't
love you, girl.
Nobody is like that to people that they love. But your sibling could come up to you and say that to you and you immediately wrap your arms around them. How can you tell me you love me and I'm crying and telling you I'm really worried I don't like this, and you're like, is what it is.
Okay, so when at the beginning, so this is before we saw the Scotty switch ups, I was like, I could feel her tears. Like I could understand and empathise with her because she's seen her partner building this connection with Zaina, like, and they're perfectly honest, they look like a cute couple. But in the same breath, I'm gonna always go back to it. You know what the premise of the show is about, so why are you crying? And that's how I felt at the beginning. And maybe that sounds a bit heartless, but I also was like, but you know what you signed up for. That was at the beginning. But then when he was talking to her in that wild way, I was like, you don't particularly like her.
Just very cold. Those switch ups to me, those switch ups are scary.
Yeah.
For you to immediately look at someone and shut down and treat them like a stranger.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. Maybe it's my own abandonment issues, but don't be switching up on me because you might as well have just walked out the door.
Yeah.
Because a different person is sitting in front of you right now. Anyway, he matches up with Zaina. They're going from strength to strength initially. Then there was a conversation about dates. Scotty's like, oh, we should go on a date today, like on a hot air balloon. She's like, Zaynab says, I don't really like heights. That doesn't seem like a fun date to me. He's like, okay, or we could go in a cryo chamber.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, what
Is it the cold thing?
Yeah. She's like, that doesn't, I don't really want to do that either. And he's like, okay, fine, whatever.
A date is just supposed to like get to know each other. Like, go and sit in the park and have a chat.
He's like, I opened my soul to you, you rejected me. I said, what? She said, what? He's like, I'm trying my hardest here and you're just basically just spat in my face. She was like, oh, I didn't reject you. I just said that they're not ideas. So what, because of your rejection issues, no one can ever say no to something that you suggest. We will have to say yes all the time. But you could see him immediately recoil and start getting defensive on the basis that he's made two suggestions. By the way, he only made 2 suggestions. And he was like, well, I'm not, every time I try, people just treat me like that. The energy was just... What? When I saw that, I said, I couldn't do it.
No.
I couldn't do it.
And I think one thing that's really...
Because you're unstable.
Really is. One of the things that I think is important when you're in a relationship, especially when you're starting to build a relationship with someone, before you even start putting official titles on it, see and understand how someone argues, how they face conflict, because that will tell you about a person more than anything else. Because the way that he was talking to her and the way that he was trying to start, one, he was starting the conflict, and then also 2, the fact that he was wanting to create defense, being defensive to add more fuel to the fire, showed me this guy's immature, emotionally immature.
Yes.
And then we can go on to the mental questions, because there was so many times where I was like, why his personality just switched?
Follow up from that, he asked her if she ate lunch. She was like, yeah, I was hungry, so I ate lunch. He's like, wow, you ate without me. That's low. Whatever, like, just the response, his reactions to things that were seemingly perfectly normal were just so overdrawn.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you live in a household with someone who takes every small thing and turns it into a 20-minute, 30-minute argument drama, you become very, like, on edge all the time, and very much creating an environment that caters to their every whim because you don't want to set them off. And that's the like clandestine way that his kind of behaviour creates toxic environments. You could say outwardly, he's not hit her, he's not slapped her, he's not called her any name under the sun. But in that, like, constantly making everything you do wrong, I don't know if you've ever lived in a situation like that, even if it's for a short period of time, the level of edge that you're on constantly turns you into a different person.
I've definitely experienced that.
You're just erratic and on edge all the time, ready to go.
You don't know if, am I going to say something? Am I going to do something? Is it even me breathing that's going to create something? And I think it's such an uncomfortable and also dangerous environment to be in, because also what ends up happening is that you lose yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you end up recoiling so much that you don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And for the girlies or the guys that are in those kind of situations, you need to get out of there quick.
After I saw him with Zaynab in that moment, I thought back to that moment with Arya earlier where he was like, oh, you always get upset. And I thought, yeah, that's what it's like when you live in a situation like that, where if you so much as cough, it's going to be a problem. Yeah. It makes you very quick to become emotional because you're like, I fucked up. I fucked up again. Like, why can't I just be good, and then we'll never be in these situations again? But all I wanted to do was voice how I feel, and that's a problem. Yeah. And so you just become strum, you become mute, you lose yourself. It's not nice.
It's not nice at all. It's not at all.
Later on, we have the boys' night incident. As we said, he went to boys' night, and JR said that he'd heard that Scotty had said that he was there for a hall pass. We later find out he did say that. Scotty wasn't even the one that had to say it. You said it out of your own mouth. Scotty comes home, and Zaynab's just asking him, "Oh, how was boys' night?" And he's staring at her in a way like he's about to jump across the table and rip her face off. Yeah. She's like, what's going on? You're like, you seem mad. He's like, did you tell JR that I said that he was here for a hall pass? She was like, no. He was like, well, someone must have told him. She was like, okay. Well, I've just told you it's not me. He was gagged. Yeah. Because he was ready to have a good 3-hour-long fight about how she was the one who did it. And when she said, it wasn't me, and I'm not even going to entertain this conversation in which it was me, let's move on, he was stuck. You could see him kind of like malfunctioning. Be like, usually people just go along with my bad behaviour and I get to be the victim in the situation, but now I can't because you kind of made me not do that. So now I'm like...
I really commended Elena in that moment because... One, I mean, there's two things. One, I would have, after that conversation, I would have dipped out. But two, it really showed her maturity, because also she didn't do anything wrong. I
just walked in.
Walked in, I said my piece, and that's it. And she came up assertive, she diffused the tension so quickly, because had she gone with the same energy, like you said, 2 hour, 3 hour argument over what? And that, it was really commendable to see it, but also again, her being such a pillar of like calm, also emphasized how erratic, or even more erratic, he could have become. And so after that, I was just like, no. And the thing is, I was seeing things on TikTok, but I hadn't really finished up the series. I hadn't got up to that episode yet. And so I was hearing commentary from the girlies saying like, you know, Scotty seems to have some type of weird personality disorder. He needs to be tested on some personality disorder type of thing. And then when I saw that episode, I was like, rah, like he really has an issue with conflict management, and his personality switches like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like we've probably met people like that who do argue like that, and it's actually so scary because 100%. You end up having to be the bigger person, but then being like, whoa, what just happened there?
100%.
What just happened there? It's exhausting. And imagine there's some people that are in marriages like that.
I knew someone.
It's exhausting.
I knew someone when I was at uni who like, we'd never had any conflict. One night, we're going out. It was a group of us. We're going with him. We're like running a bit late, and you're obviously pissed off that we're late. I'm asking you what's wrong. Nothing's wrong with me. But your energy is given very much like, don't fucking talk to me. The whole night, you're avoiding me. I'm talking to you. You're walking off. Like the vibes is just down. We're out drinking as well. So towards the end of the night, I'm like, what is your problem? Like, what is your problem? And he's just like, cold. There's nothing wrong with me. Maybe you're the problem. Like, just very much like, if I don't have a problem, so it must be you. Maybe you should ask yourself, what did you do tonight? I was like, okay. I ended up saying, well, yeah, I'm going to say what I said. I said, first of all, you've been being a prick all night. I didn't do shit to you. And I've been asking you, if there was a problem, you should have said. If you're not going to say what it is, I can't read your mind. He's like, okay, I don't care. I'm like, obviously you do. But, you know what? Do what you need to do, because I'm shocked. I've never even seen you like this. Didn't speak to him for like 3 days. Lo and behold, third day, shows up in my room. Oh, yeah, I just want to apologise about the other day because I was upset. Then he started crying. Then I panicked.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't worry about it.
Do you know how scary? I don't know what's more scary.
Stop crying.
Yeah. You started crying with him?
He stopped crying.
Well, once you said
don't worry.
I don't know what's more scary.
That's the thing with male tears, because you guys are so rarely emotional.
Yeah.
When that happens, it does throw you for a loop. Yeah. And your instinct is to care for that person. Yeah. The same way my instinct would be if anyone was crying in front of me, unless it was a white woman, I would be like, oh my god, do you know what? Don't, like, it's not that serious. It's never that serious. And then you could be like, gotta. Because you did get me.
Yeah, which is...
You got 2 more times to try that, and I'm like, you know what, it's not going to work.
Yeah. It's scary, honestly, because...
It's not going to work anymore. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
The final incident is a couple of days later. Zaina is talking to Scotty. Actually, it's their last night, maybe even the last night together. Yeah. She's packing her stuff. She's like, "Oh, I saw Aria earlier. We was just chatting and gabbing, and I mentioned that thing about you saying JR." Someone saying that you had said that JR had a free hall pass, and she was saying it was something that she had mentioned to someone.
Okay, so it was her, not Scotty.
It wasn't even. She was just saying like Aria had heard the same thing. Okay. And Scotty was like, "Why would you bring that up?" And she's like, "No, I was bringing it up just to say so. Like Aria, it could have been Aria."
Yeah.
He was like, "Well, you're the one who takes your phone into the bathroom." She's like, "Take my phone into the bathroom. So what?" She's like, "So obviously you've been texting JR." all hours of the day. First of all, if I'm texting my man, to be like, hey, this girl eating.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
When he said that comment, I was like, he's trying to dig as low as he can to try and structure. This guy likes to
take your phone into the bathroom. So...
This guy likes to argue.
So yeah, what you're saying is, I don't want you to take your phone into a bathroom. That's what I mean. Those small things. Don't take your phone into a bathroom.
Yeah.
Don't talk to your ex about me.
Yeah.
Don't talk to my ex. Don't
do anything.
Yeah, don't eat lunch without me. Don't say no to my date ideas.
I'm gonna control you, basically.
Yeah. It was just... Yeah. So they had another fight. In this fight, he gaslighted the shit out of her. He was like, I never said that. You said that you... But you absolutely did. You walked in... She's like, your energy and everything about the way that you're behaving is giving you think that I did that. Yeah. They go back and forth with each other. He was like, oh, you're 33, you're supposed to be mature. Look at the way you're behaving. Look at the way I'm behaving. You're arguing with me. It was mad. I was heated. Infuriated the whole time.
I mean, I don't think...
She ended up leaving that night, and that was the end of their marriage.
Yeah. I was like... I mean, there's been a few times this year that I have watched shows and I felt heated. Oh, it was only one other time, apart from that argument with Zaina and Scotty, where I felt like this, like, I'm annoyed, I'm angry, I'm not enjoying watching this, and I was with Alex and everyone he was arguing with, and I was just like, I'm tired of seeing this person on my screen gaslighting the heck out of women or speaking to them in such an aggressive manner. And I'm sorry to use the word aggressive because I know they're black, but so sorry, but Alex's one was 100% aggressive, and Scotty's one was like emotionally aggressive. Like you are gaslighting. And the thing is, I know people are like, oh, everyone wants to use this buzzword of gaslighting, but no, we saw this in 4K. That was a 4K gaslighting.
He was aggressively manipulating.
He was 100%, and he was really trying. And this time, Zaina, she still stood her ground, but she said, you know what?
But I'm
ready to go now because I'm ready packing. Yeah, so let me dip.
She got into it with him in the way that she didn't the last time.
Yeah.
I think he struck a nerve because I think she was like, you've obviously been sitting on me going to... Every time I've gone to the bathroom, you've been clocking in your head, you've been so being annoyed about it. If I had not said that thing today, would you have said anything about that? True. You're just holding on to ammo for when arguments come. It's weird.
It's weird, and it's scary because, like, this is someone that you're supposed to be... I mean, this is not a real marriage for them. It's a trial marriage. But, like, imagine he's in a relationship and married to Aria. That means he's... The man that you're sleeping next to is there ready starting to plan and plot your downfall.
He doesn't like you.
He don't like you.
He likes the idea of you. He doesn't like you.
He doesn't like you at all. He's ready for the minute he can attack. He will attack you, and he will knows all your vulnerabilities, so he will come and hit it at the place where he knows that it will hurt you the most. That's scary.
Meanwhile, his girlfriend Aria is in a trial relationship with Caleb.
It's so interlinked.
I know it is. It's nice. Aria and Caleb have the best time.
So nice.
It starts off like they're like, we're just mates, right? I love my person, you love your person. There's no romantic spark here.
Yeah, because partly with JR, going all the way back to JR, when he was in the dating phase, it was definitely close connections with Sandy and Aria. So it could have been either or for his trial marriage. But I think the physical connection... I think he knew
that he wasn't going to be able to kiss and touch on Aria, so he was like, let me go with Sandy.
And also, based on his conversation with Micah, have you been with a white girl?
Yeah.
So...
so they're like, let's just use this opportunity to learn more about ourselves and what we need from our partners.
Yeah.
And then, like, slowly they are building this rapport, there's chemistry there, they're doing all this cute stuff together. I was like, if this turns out to be the love story of the season and they run away with each other, I'm actually here for it. Because they both have opened up and warmed up as people in this relationship. And, like, okay, we only see a bit of the previous relationship, and obviously it's not in a good place because you brought them on the ultimatum. But, like, I was like, I like this for the two of you, actually. They meet her sibling and her sibling's partner, and they were like, we love him for her. Yeah. We love anyone but Scotty for her.
Yeah.
Towards the end, Aria's like, I'm starting to have, like, romantic feelings for Caleb. Caleb's like, you're a great girl, I love you down, you're so cool.
You're a great friend.
You're a great friend. Because when so I think what happens, I think he says this later on, is on boys' night, out boys' night he goes, and when JR is getting on about how Nick's getting in the way of their relationship and all that stuff, you can see Caleb, like, slowly calculating in his head, if I mention to Scotty the the shit I'm doing with Arya, I'm about to get my head kicked in.
Yeah.
I'm not saying shit.
Yeah.
And he really didn't. I think actually Scotty comes out of the boys' night. He's like, if Caleb expects me to believe that he's seen a girl like Arya, been spending time with a girl like Arya and felt nothing, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. I think
Caleb was sitting there, he said, I don't know what you're talking about, we're just friends. It's a friend. We are friends.
Caleb 100% doesn't want drama, which again is a very great trait in a guy.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Listen, if you were his initial partner, the way that he conducted himself it honestly wouldn't hurt me. Like, Mariah is a child, first of all. She's literally 24. There's no business coming onto a show like The Ultimatum trying to marry Caleb in the first place. You're a kid.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, stunning.
But she's mentally ill. So I don't doubt for a second that he was like, I'm not coming. First of all, I don't want to come on this show. Second of all, my reasons for not marrying you have nothing to do with you, and everything to do with the fact that I don't think that I make you happy and I could be a good husband to you.
Yeah.
So, in whatever relationship he would have got into, I think he would have behaved in the same way.
True.
I think it took them both by surprise, both him and Arya, how easily they got on with each other, and how much they liked each other's company, and how much they didn't have that in their previous relationship.
And I think that their relationship actually showed me the purpose of the trial marriage, which I know is very weird because I hate this format in general. But I think the fact that they're in a relationship with someone that, perfectly honest, and like Love is Blind, someone that you would not necessarily go for, because I have a very clear inkling that Caleb is not Arya's type and Arya is not Caleb's type. But then you meet and you get to know each other and you realise, personality-wise, there are so many things that make us very compatible. And actually, this is something that I need in a partnership. And you would hear many times in the show where Arya's like, the fact that Caleb can be really calm and he can be emotional and, he's good at like even just conflict resolution or just like emoting and communicating. Those are the things I want in my relationship. And I'm like, to me, no offense, those are the bare minimum. Like
100%, but that's what I mean about.
That's the thing, yeah.
What I was saying earlier about you shouldn't be dating.
No,
because if this is the first time you've seen this thing, and you're talking about marriage in your other relationship, cut the cameras.
No,
you don't know what a relationship entails, let alone a marriage.
Yeah,
you don't, because you're really sitting here being like, wow, Caleb actually like listens to me when I speak. Where are your friends?
Girl?
Like, where are your friends? Where are the people who go like, yeah, the other day Scotty, like, he basically shouted at me because I made some bread. Who are the people, like, giving you a reality check being like, that doesn't make any sense,
Marnie,
sis?
there are, the girlfriends are telling her. They've told her.
You don't want to listen.
They don't want to listen. Be for real. If your siblings have told you, your friends have told you.
Oh, for sure.
Because your siblings, sometimes it may detract, but if your siblings have told you, I guarantee that your friends have, unless you're telling them a very different story.
Yeah, and even the stories that you tell your friends or your siblings are the better ones. So if your friends or your siblings are telling you it's a no,
it's true, because you want to protect your image in front of your siblings. Like, oh no, everything's fine.
He's not that bad.
No.
Anyway, towards the end, Arya's like, I'm feeling him. Is he feeling me? The behaviour is given, he's feeling her, but the words is given, I'm not feeling you. They go back to their respective relationships. Arya and Scotty, 2 days in, fighting. Fighting. They have this massive fight about how he's like, you're not affectionate towards me. And she's like, I'm literally trying my hardest. There's things that I've asked you to do, you don't do it either. So like, stop giving me a hard time. She's crying, he's just sitting there.
I swear, even like,
I'm not allowed to say anything that you've done wrong. She's like, you're literally constantly telling me what I don't do right. That's the problem. You are constantly telling me the things that I don't do right. So I just never feel like I'm enough for you. He's just sitting there.
And what's
like just a lack of like, the person is not able to engage with you emotionally. It's just so cold. It's like you're watching a TV show of somebody crying. Like, he feels nothing in that moment. That's the problem. I think you could engage with someone like Caleb, even though he is a mannequin. He can see you're upset, so he's going to put his arm on your shoulder. He's going to give you some sort of reassurance, like, I'm here with you in this moment. Scotty doesn't know that he couldn't do that because he can't even give that space to himself. And
it's hard because I don't want to use the word narcissism. What was that? Narcissist.
Narcissist. She called me a narcissist.
You're a narcissist. I don't want to use that word, but it's like, someone in that kind of behavior is so self-absorbed, because it's very rare where he really thought about, like, what does Arya need from me right now? Like, he talks about himself so much. He barely talks about her.
All the time.
So, and Arya would be like, Scotty wants me to do this. Scotty is da-da-da-da. Scotty blah, blah, blah. Scotty ABC. Like, so many times she spoke about him and his needs. And also she spoke about what she needed as well. But the other way around, you barely hear Scott talk about the things that he's doing to help her. And it got exhausting after a while.
I think after the trial marriage, it was a wrap for them. Because I think she went there and she saw what life could be like. And she came back and her idea was, if I can get Scotty to do the stuff that I've seen, then we'll be good. If we're not, it's done.
But then, girl, you can't change a man in 3 weeks.
You can't change a man in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
No, or whatever weeks.
You can't. No, you can't.
And
you also can't change someone who don't want to change.
No, because also
that man said, I don't need to change because I'm the one who made the ultimatum.
Yeah, which he did not let us forget. He said that probably 3, 4, 5 times. Like, I wish he did a combination in the reunion of how many times he said, well, I offered the ultimatum. I gave the ultimatum. Yes, you gave the ultimatum because you wanted to demonstrate power.
Be superior.
Yeah, you did. And then what scared me most of all, because I was like, the whole time I was like, please, Lord, when they get to that end, please let her say no.
No, I get why she said yes.
Yeah, you get,
it was panic.
No, because the way he was speaking, he said every single thing.
He's crying.
That she wanted.
He's on his knees.
Everything that she's wanted to ever hear from him, he said it in that moment. It is the biggest form of manipulation. I sat there going, oh my gosh. This guy's giving you bare promises, but have you even seen him ever do that to you?
Now, imagine if she said no in that moment.
Yeah.
That would have been his, I now will never put myself out there again.
Yeah.
That's why you can't put yourself out.
Yeah.
Because the people reject you.
Yeah.
And she's also thinking, the way this guy reacts to rejection, if I say no to him right now, how do I know he's not going to get up and box me in my face?
Yeah. That's true.
If the moment required the yes. Yeah. I get it. In the moment, it required a yes. We're obviously not going to get married.
No. But then, lo and behold, because I was like, I thought they were going to wait another week for that reunion, but I said they can't do that because it's going to be Christmas.
There's nothing. Yeah, that's also, and also, the show doesn't require it.
It really doesn't. Because also, annoyingly, I found out the spoilers before the episode 9, and I was like, thank God. I just want to.
The only thing that they dropped that was the final episode, basically, and the reunion. There was nothing else.
Yeah, there was nothing else to show. Yeah. So when the reunion happened, I found a spoiler before. Before they dropped it. I just went on Reddit. I was like, I just want to find out what happens. I was getting. This is what happens sometimes when I'm frustrated by a show. I can't bother to wait another 15 minutes to go and watch it. Tell me what happens. So I go, and then I found all the spoilers were all correct. And then when it got to the reunion, I was like, please let them be together. And then the minute they were like, well, it's been a hard time. I broke the engagement off the night of that proposal. She broke it off because I just realised it wasn't right. I said, thank you, God. Again, discernment. When the discernment drops in your ears, please listen. Because God told you that was not the man for you.
And you still said, I'm going to give him a chance.
And then they dated. They continued. I mean, that was, girl.
Because, I get it. Going back to what you literally said a couple of minutes ago, you can't change in 3 weeks. Yeah. Okay, let's give him 3 months.
Yeah. Let's go to therapy.
You said, I'm not going. Of course you said you're not going. Yeah. Of course, because we will go to therapy and the therapist will tell you you're not shit.
Yeah.
So we're not going to therapy.
Yeah.
Your partner, who, bear in mind, brought her on a TV show because she didn't want to marry you. She's asked you to simple go therapy. You want to get married so badly, go therapy, we can get married. You said no. No. You don't want to be married to this girl.
You really don't.
You don't want to be married to this girl. You want to be married so you can tell people you're married. You don't want to be married to this girl. We find out she lost her grandma in that time. She lost a child. I said, again, I hate to. Yeah. But thank God those two people are not tied together by a child.
Yeah. What was that other thing? There was another couple.
It's obviously horrible.
It's so horrible.
I'm sure you could tell by the way she spoke about it. It was probably heartbreaking to miscarriage. And I don't wish that on anybody. It is a trauma I just wouldn't wish on anyone. But you can now have a clean break with this man.
And you never have to go
back. If she had his child,
she would never leave it. He would be a deadbeat. I'm not gonna lie, he would be a deadbeat.
He would never leave her alone. No. He would never leave her alone.
Do you know
be trapped.
Do you know who I was just thinking of when we talked about the miscarriage thing? I'm sorry, and trigger when I dropped the time codes in the chat, but you know, who the F did I marry? When she also went through that, and I never felt, I felt so guilty for saying
awful.
It was awful, but I said, God, it's like there was a reason that happened, because you did not want to be tied up to that guy, because that guy would have scammed you, scammed the baby, scammed everyone.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel very strongly about the fact that people don't think about who they're tying themselves to when they have a child. And actually, maybe the majority of people do for me. But like, you are not making a minute mistake. You're not making a month mistake. You're making a lifetime mistake.
It's
because not only
years.
are you tied to that person, your child is now tied to that person against their will. Because you didn't do your due diligence. And sometimes a person, you don't know they're going to be a psycho. You could be with them. How many people were like, oh, I didn't realise my husband was a serial killer. You was married to that person. He was a good guy. You didn't think anything of it. What's crazy to me is when you see the person and you're like, this guy ain't shit. I'm going to have a baby with him.
So, yeah.
To collect what? From whom?
Because some people think, oh, the baby will change him.
No.
If you couldn't change him, if situations couldn't change him.
How is a person who doesn't exist
going to change
that
him?
That person don't know shit.
No.
Have you met a baby before?
No. That baby will end up probably making him even more crazy. Because the baby's like, give me everything.
When has a baby managed to sit a man down and be like, let me explain something to you, Papa? It's time for you to step up. That baby just be looking at you, looking at him, looking at you, looking at her, looking at you, looking at him.
You end up looking after two babies, him and the baby.
Two dummies in your house.
Yeah.
At least one of them might grow out of it. The other one is sitting there and he's a certified dummy. He's not planning to grow out of that, being that dummy. And both of them are in your house now.